On Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Kenny Williams.
Morning, Vic.
All right. Tuesday show today. Lots of stuff going on. Nick Schroer, our rock and roll state senator, will kick us off here in just a bit. So listen, I heard it on the X feature today at 9:25. One of the entries is going to blow you away.
Completely.
Even though we've been saying it for 4 years.
And what amazes us is when they knew about this and when this person did this hearing.
Yeah. A year ago. A year
Yeah.
ago. All right, so we'll do that. It's going to blow you away. I'm telling you, be sure you're here. How about getting some information on Venezuela and Maduro and, the drug boats and everything? Well, Mike Brest, defense reporter from the Washington Examiner, is going to be here with us to talk about that because that's getting a little scary. Drew Thomas Allen, Dr. Tobler, Chatbox Ken, who is doing the Pledge of Allegiance today?
Mark Schmitz.
Mark Schmitz. Go ahead, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kenny, can you give that flag an extra touch for me? One for you, one for me. Thanks. All right, let's go. Wait. Sorry. Nope. I'm an idiot. Just go. Sorry.
He's known by many names.
We, the people are in charge. We are going to save our republic.
Nikki Two Shows. Schroer the Thrower. Twitter trolls love to hate him.
We love Vic Porcelli so much.
He's Nick Schroer, Missouri State Senator.
Good morning, rock and roll state senator Nick Schroer. How you doing, baby?
I am ready to go. I am so thankful for every Tuesday I get to come up on NewstalkSTL with my good friends Ken Williams and some guy named Vic Porcelli.
Thanks, Nick.
What I was going to say before we were going to get to you was we may get a vote today about the Epstein files, whose names are in it. It's going to be it's going to be explosive, Nick. It's going to be explosive if the names in there are released and not redacted.
Well, let me tell you this. I've been on this bandwagon for a very long time now, at least since I've had the show Stand and Fight, which I think goes back to like 2022.
Oh.
I've been calling for the release of this, the release of the JFK, the MLK, all of the files. We need more transparency in government because they work for us. And I've been sick and tired of every friggin' administration, especially when it comes to JFK, which I thought we were supposed to see all the files, but they're still heavily redacted. And the same, I think, has been happening with the Epstein files. You remember when all of those podcasters and influencers went to the White House and they got those binders with everything redacted in them? Look, I don't know what's going to happen this week, but I will say, I think I told you so. I think I told you so when I said Trump was manipulating the Democrats. He had been campaigning on unveiling all of the people connected to Epstein Island and the pedophile ring for a very long time. And what does he have to lose by saying, hey, let me reel them in a little bit. Let me finally get the Democrats, who have historically been against releasing the files because they know a lot of their own are in there. And I firmly believe there are a lot of Republicans, a lot of rhinos that are in there as well. And finally, he got something done that Joe Biden couldn't get done, George Bush couldn't get done. And that's bringing Republicans and Democrats together to say, yeah, let's see what's in those files, because there's an orange man bad syndrome that's infecting a lot of the politicians in D.C. So I'm hopeful that he's going to unveil everything that's in there and not keep it redacted. But we'll see. When it comes to government unveiling classified documentation, I'm very pessimistic. But I think this is another bold chess move from Donald J. Trump.
Exactly right. He's so many steps ahead of them, and he made it look like, oh my God, I hope these files never are released. And now he's like, let's go. You wanted to release them? Let's go. So, and kind of just one quick thing. I know you mentioned the JFK files. I mean, what are we supposed to think as Americans when our president was assassinated and there's nothing black and white about any facts or figures about that assassination? What are we supposed to think?
Well, that's kind of where the whole conspiracy theorist moniker came from. You look at all the reports and investigations that came after that, and that's exactly what happens when we don't get the truth, we don't get the information from the government. We're going to believe as a society that the government was somehow involved. Now look at this one the individual, this assassin or wannabe assassin that we just are finding more about now, who took the shot at Donald Trump, almost killed him. If it wasn't for him just moving his head ever so slightly, he wouldn't be here right now and would probably be in the middle of a civil war. But now it's being unveiled that this guy was uploading all of these horrific things and showing his mental illness on live stream, that he was a furry, that he was some sort of trans-loving mental nutcase. And I think both of his parents were psychiatrists or psychologists. So it would not astonish me if this wannabe killer was pumped full of big pharma SSRIs, and we're now seeing the end result of not treating this as it should have been and coddling him like the Democrats like to do.
Exactly right. And, when we talk about these Epstein files, they are, I don't know, scumbags. You know what I mean? I mean, there's not anything nicer you can actually refer to them as. And I think we deserve to know what the hell is going on. So they're going to vote today. A bunch of the victims were in front of the Capitol, and I don't know, Nick. We'll find out.
It's disgusting. I mean, as a father of two young girls, I can't even put it into words how furious I am by thinking these people of power were using their positions and rubbing elbows with Jeffrey Epstein for nefarious purposes, including having sexual parties with minor children. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm not the only one in America that thinks that capital punishment should be instilled. And I don't care if it's a current elected official. If there is proof that you were sleeping with minor children, I think capital punishment should be on the table here.
Sex parties with all adults is weird enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you're mentally murdering a child when you do that to them.
So bad, Ken.
Forever. They've even proven it's documented that forever. They're scarred.
Yeah, and I don't care if it's a Republican, a Democrat, if it's a pope, a world leader. I don't give a damn who it is. If you're in these files, we need to know. Now, I will say, play a little devil's advocate here. We've had the Trump or the Biden administration for 4 years had access to these documents. If Trump was in them in a bad way, we would have seen something. However, we know how nefarious the left can be. How the swamp can be. And I really question and I'm not going to be the only one when it comes to JFK files. I said this on Stand and Fight. Who knows if somebody manipulated these files? Who knows? But you know what? I think that's what the attorneys are good for. They can look at these files and say, all right, now let's go on the wild goose chase and see if we can get some actual facts other than somebody putting, a statement in here that so-and-so was on the island. I think that's going to be very bad, but we're going to need some hard evidence to go after these people and prosecute them. And I still don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein hung himself. Sorry to say it.
That's okay. So the JFK thing and the Epstein thing, kind of the same thing, right? Files that are hidden won't let us see what's going on for different reasons, but pretty close to the same thing. All right. I want to talk, a little bit more about Epstein. Tracy, is that her first name? Tracy Plaskett? Stacy Plaskett. U.S. representative from the Virgin Islands, when she was questioning Michael Cohen at a House hearing, she's getting help on questions from Jeffrey Epstein via text. And last night they showed it in real time, her asking and what the text said while she was asking the questions.
Yeah.
Do you know where Epstein Island is, Nick?
It's right out there where she's living.
It's in the Virgin Islands, where she's from.
Yeah.
And she's good buddies with him, so I think she's the top of my list right now.
Yeah.
Well, you know why it doesn't matter to the media, why we're not hearing a lot about this other than Fox News and some of these conservative news organizations? It's because she's a Democrat. And the same goes for Bill and Hillary Clinton, who have a long, storied history. Inside that mansion on the island, wasn't there the painting of Bill Clinton in that blue dress and high heels?
Yeah.
Wasn't that in the Epstein Island? Well, now the Clintons are refusing to come and testify before Congress, before a hearing on the Epstein files. Now, when you look at what happened to all the Republicans when they refused to come in, they spent time in prison. And what's going to happen to the Clintons? Probably not a damn thing. And that's one of the reasons a lot of conservatives like myself and you guys have been pushing this for years. It's like, oh, wait a second. How can you wipe your servers clean? How can you erase all of this evidence of the corruption like the Clintons did and the collusion with the Obamas in lying with his DOJ, trying to infiltrate the Trump campaign, trying to spy on the Trump campaign back in 2016? Whatever happened to that? Not a damn thing. And that's why we all believed there's got to be something in those Epstein files. There's got to be some sort of blackmail that the Clintons have over everybody else because of their storied and documented connection to Jeffrey Epstein. This week, maybe, hopefully, we'll find out.
Well, Nick, it's crazy the way that media is supporting this situation, the whole thing. You've got on one hand, you've got them searching, begging, pleading with people, even lying and cheating to try and find information on President Trump and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which is non-existent at all. Then on the other side, you have 17 visits by Epstein to the White House during Bill Clinton's run. Then you have Bill Clinton actually documented going to Lolita on the Lolita Express to the island many, many times. But they're like, well, but that's nothing. Let's find something on Trump. That's that. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And people have to be seeing this.
Well, the Democrats and the media don't want you to know that Jeffrey Epstein was banned from Mar-a-Lago. He was banned because he was a creeper. Again, going back to the Democrats had a supermajority under Biden, under Obama, and all of these documents were in their possession. As much as they hate the man, as much as they wanted to try and stop him, they went to great lengths to try to stop him from being elected 3 different times. And I think arguably they succeeded the second time. I still wonder where the hell those 20+ million people that came out and voted for a guy who campaigned from his basement and then they disappeared. That's another story. But I mean, if there was something on Donald Trump, if there was something on the Trump administration, we would have known something by now. But guess who is standing in the way? Guess who has filibuster power? The Democrats. Now he has backed him. Donald Trump has done this, and I firmly believe this. I firmly believe, watching this guy for so many years and studying him and seeing the art of the deal, that he took one for the team, started dying on the sword, saying, hey, I'm going to look like the bad guy that doesn't want you to look behind, door number 3 over here with the Epstein files. He campaigned on it for friggin' years. And now the Democrats have kicked and screamed so much. And he said, fine, you want to see them? Here they are. Hopefully, again, this week, we'll be able to get it past both chambers, unredacted, and see who the true creeps in America are.
All right, I'm going to try this again, Ken. Didn't work yesterday with Bluey, but we'll try it. We'll try it with Nick. The reason why Epstein was at the Clinton White House so much was because Epstein had some beautiful dresses for Bill to try on.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. All right.
The reason why it's not so funny is because it's so true.
Right, I guess so. Right. All right, Nick, what's coming up Sunday night?
Well, we're going to have a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen in December. We're just a couple weeks away from the pre-filing of the 2026 Missouri legislative session. We already know Governor Kehoe said his top priority is tax cuts, getting rid of the income tax. That's one of our priorities as well in the Freedom Caucus. But what else? We're going to have Sharia law, Second Amendment stuff, more tax cuts, school choice. Tune in this Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m.
Go get him, Nick. Thank you so much, buddy.
God bless you, boys. Have a great week.
Hey, God bless you, Nick Schroer.
Fantastic. All right, our food drive is underway. And I don't think this food drive happened because of the shutdown and the SNAP benefits running out for people. But it's perfect timing for people that may need food.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because it's needed year-round any other time.
Just beautiful coincidences. Serendipity, I think they might call it.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
I think so. I hope so.
We've teamed up with the St. Louis County Republican Central Committee for Feed My People. All 3 Bartolino's locations. Chris's Pancake House, all of them, both of them, both of them. And all 3 Michael's Floorings outlets, and even Friendly's sports bar in South City. Oh, don't forget Barrel's right here at the station.
Yeah, come visit us.
Please fill it
Drop
up.
off
Come
food.
visit it. Bring food. All right, coming up next, an explosive edition of I Heard It on the X on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Yo, Vic and Ken, you're the best, the absolute best. Keep taking the whoosh to those crazy radical lefties, my brothers.
Whoosh.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Thank you, Mr. President. He said, my brothers.
I know.
Yeah,
And we gave him a whoosh.
And my brothers. So, we talk about Connor Roofing, and they do a great job, okay? I've gotten emails from people, letters from people that when they needed anything to do with their roof, the Connors were on it. Quick response time and great work. And, of course, customer service after the work is just amazing. Kathy and Rob are just amazing. So last night I saw this post by Connor Roofing. Have you ever met a grumpy barista? We sure haven't. And we're taking that good energy into the week. She's just positive. She's very positive and she's very nice. And anyway, we love her. And Rob, we love you too. But Kathy's cuter. So whatever you need with your roof, be sure you go to connorroofing.com. Find out what you need or what you might not need. That's the thing. Goober will tell you need a whole new house, not just a whole new roof. Goober is going to build you a whole new house, and then he'll disappear.
And I know everybody's like me right now. I'm getting all these different inundations on phones about someone else wanting to do our roof. Hey, and then they use my first name somehow. I don't know how they get that. Hey, Ken, I'm coming by. We're in the neighborhood. We're just going to drop by and, check your roof out. And I'm like, no, don't do that, Goober.
And then is this Goober? Anyway, get in touch with the Connors, connorroofing.com, CONNER roofing.com.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
Tim Jones here. I am beyond thankful this Thanksgiving season for God, family, friends, country, and all of you in News Talk STL Nation.
Hi, it's Ken Williams, and for this Thanksgiving season, I'm most thankful for good health for everyone, my family, my friends, and you.
News Talk STL, celebrating family and friends this season of Thanksgiving. Brought to you by Best Buy Flooring, DiGregorio's Food Products, and Golden Chicken.
For over half a century, Joe Bacardi's has been serving up a little taste of Italy right here in St. Louis. Family owned since 1971, we're more than just a restaurant. We're a local landmark. With 4 convenient locations, we offer something for everyone, from our famous pizzas to mouth-watering entrees and delicious salads. Dine in with a glass of wine or grab a quick carryout. Whether it's dinner for 2 or catering for a crowd, Joe Bacardi's has you covered. Visit joebacardis.com and join our loyalty program. Joe Bacardi's, where every meal ends with buon appetito.
Conservative talk for St. Louis.
It's your patriotic right and duty. The government needs to step up and do its job.
This is News Talk STL.
It's well-balanced conversation.
News, analysis, opinion. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken. Ken's a cat. He plays saxophone. Vic owns a cat, and he has cat-like reflexes. The Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
All right, Jim, thanks so much.
You have to highlight those cat-like reflexes you have.
What?
We have to highlight them, man.
How?
Just by mentioning them.
Okay. Sure. No test I got to take or anything?
Maybe later.
Yeah. All right. So how about the defense reporter at the Washington Examiner? This is a guy, his name is Mike Brest, who lives and breathes national security.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll talk to him at 10:05 because holy cow. All right, Ken, I think it's time for a little thing we call I Heard It on the X.
Anywhere, y'all. Everywhere, y'all. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it on the X.
All right, just some stuff we found scrolling through X in the last couple of days. We're going to start with Representative Anna Paulina Luna from Florida. She said, Bill and Hillary Clinton are refusing to appear before House oversight for their depositions regarding Jeffrey Epstein. Notice new House Democrats suddenly have nothing to say about it.
Isn't that odd?
Isn't it odd that they threw
So
Peter
weird.
Navarro in jail for ignoring a subpoena?
Huh. You think they'll get thrown in jail?
What, Bill and Hillary?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I think, well, maybe.
Why is that?
Well, I don't think Bill has a nice enough dress to wear to the hearings. Maybe he just looking.
You're right. Yeah.
Nice dress.
That's the reason.
Glenn Jacobs, Knoxville mayor that we brought in and former wrestler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He said, can we please get back to talking about closing the Department of Education and returning education to the states? Whose idea was that anyway? Carter, right? Jimmy Carter?
Yeah, it was in the
Department of
70s, yes.
Education. So people were being educated for 200 years.
At a level that was the best in the world.
And then
At
we
the time.
said, let's screw it up and put some bureaucracy and red tape in there and spend too much money. And kids have an 8th grade reading level when they're in college.
Billions upon billions upon billions of dollars since the 70s.
Right.
And nothing in return except for a 24th ranked rating.
I just want to say, though, I do want to be transparent. I cannot do math at my current grade level.
Well, it's not about individuals like that. It's the overall curriculum that's suffering. I mean, terribly.
But my point is I can't do math at my current grade level.
No. I know
can't do
that.
math.
We know that.
What is that supposed to
We
mean?
do know that. Everybody knows that.
What do you mean everybody knows it?
Well, you talk on their microphone every day, and we go over that all the time.
Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do with this one. This is former U.S. Border Chief Aaron Hetke. And this is not a new testimony, Ken. This testimony is a year old. And we just kind of found out about it today.
Yeah, someone reposted it today.
And it's all about what the Biden-Harris administration did, what they said to him, and what they did or didn't let him do.
Right.
Okay, so former U.S. Border Chief Aaron Hetke.
Distinguished members, thank you for this opportunity. The only true consequence we have to slow down and discourage people from coming into the United States illegally is sending them back to their country of origin. Throughout the first 3+ years of this administration, I saw a steady decrease in the countries we could send people back to. For the first time in my 25 years and under 5 different administrations, whether through neglect or on purpose, I saw a large-scale lapse in our ability to return people to their country of origin. The inability to send people home meant that most people being arrested for illegal entry would either have to be detained or released. The current administration, however, from day one, made a point of decreasing the amount of detention space available nationwide. Immigration and Customs Enforcement's funding for detention has steadily been cut and private detention eliminated.
Stop. How long is this cut?
The whole thing is over 5 minutes long.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's call an audible. Okay. Let's finish Heard It on the X, and then let's come back next segment and play all of it.
Okay, and discuss it?
And then discuss it.
Because it's really important, yeah.
It's important, and it's dirt. It's dirt that we never heard about.
This is coming from a 5-time director under 5 different administrations. This man's not a newbie or anything. He's been in with 5 different administrations as the border director.
Yeah, he's good. So, all right, let's get back to Heard It on the X.
Yeah.
This is at 1776 General, who says, Jewish president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, her reign of terror is coming to an end. The Catholic Mexican anti-cartel rebellion has reached the presidential palace in Mexico.
Yeah.
So this is an insurrection, I guess.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Not that I care about
Right.
them, but you know, I didn't realize she was as bad. Is she in bed with the cartels? Is that what's going on?
That's the rumor. Yeah, that she gets paid off by them directly. So
You know, if you're the president of Mexico, you should have a nice, long, flowing Spanish name like Maria La Guerta or
Solamente. Yeah.
President Solamente. That even
That'd be
sounds good.
great. Yeah.
But President Claudia Sheinbaum doesn't sound like somebody who's from Mexico.
No.
Sounds like somebody from Brooklyn, New York.
Well, I think the Mexican people are getting tired of this too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're just getting
yeah,
sick
yeah.
of it. The problem is, I think, is that once they do get rid of that administration, then what? Who takes over?
Well, yeah. I don't know what their voting process is. I don't know. But I know they've had some bad eggs as president.
Yeah.
One who came here and scolded our Congress. Remember that?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? This one is from @C3, who says, well. Chris Wray did not want Americans to know there were plain-clothed FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th. We now know there were up to at least 275. That doesn't include other agencies. January 6th was a setup. Everyone involved must pay.
Yeah. There are people who went to jail without representation in the United States of America for years.
Now, do you have audio of him being questioned? Because I think we might have time for that, Ken.
Yeah. Wasn't there a number on that?
Number 4.
Go ahead.
Claudia Sheinbaum. Christopher Wray questioned at a House committee hearing.
How many individuals were either FBI employees or people that the FBI had made contact with were in the January 6th entry of the Capitol and surrounding area?
So I really need to be careful here talking about where we have or have not used confidential human sources.
Stop.
Was there one or more?
Euphemism, right?
Yeah.
I have to really be careful here. Why? Why do you have to be careful about something that happened 5 years ago?
Yeah.
No need to be careful now. It's over. You screwed up.
Right.
You put the FBI agents in the crowd. Admit it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Was there one or more? Was there one or more individuals that would fit that description on January 6th that were in or around the Capitol?
I believe there is a filing in one of the January 6 cases that can provide a little more information about this, and I'm happy to see if we can follow back up with you.
I just want an answer. Was there one or more? I mean, you would know if there was at least one individual who worked for the FBI who entered the Capitol on that day.
I just can't speak to that here, but I'm happy to get the court filing that.
It's been 2 years.
Again, why can't he say that? He is the all-knowing director. Vic, if you were a director of anything, if you were the director of the FBI,
yes,
would you not have you would not have a question about anything because you knew everything, right?
You're the top investigator in the country if you're the head of the FBI.
Yes.
So if you had 275 agents in the crowd, that's a big number that you have to answer for, and you can't say, well, I can't really talk about that here.
And the crazy thing is, Vic, that number came out later. That we know that now, but back then he was only talking about 24 or something like that.
My God. Go ahead, continue.
So I'm going to make the assumption that there was more than one, more than 5, more than 10.
That those who were there in an undercover capacity on January 6th, how many were there?
Again, I'm not sure that I can give you that number as I sit here. I'm not sure there were undercover agents on scene.
If you can't
give us a number, he's a director. He's not sure about everything. He's not sure if there were plain clothes. He's not sure if there were plants. He's not sure.
I got a little joke.
Okay.
He said, I can't answer that question sitting here. Well, sit there.
Okay.
You know, tell us from there. What does that mean? I can't do it from sitting here.
So Vic would say, no, okay, get up a second.
Right.
And then he'd be like, okay, why?
Now why?
Well, now sit over there.
No, I'm
Go
standing
sit down.
here. Okay, well, stand over there.
Sit down over here.
So stupid.
Now can you?
They are so stupid. Go ahead. Give me the rest of it.
I thought I heard you say you didn't know whether there were FBI agents or informants or human sources in the Capitol or in the vicinity on January 6th. Did I misunderstand you? I thought that's what you said.
Well, I referred very specifically to undercover agents.
Yeah. And so are you acknowledging then there were undercover agents?
as I sit here right now, I do not believe there were undercover agents on scene.
Any
FBI
assets?
agents.
Did you have any assets present that day in the crowd?
When it comes to what you're calling assets, or what we would call confidential human sources, that's a place where, again, I want to be careful. Much as I said in response to an earlier question, there are court filings that I think speak to this that I'm happy to make sure we get to you, assuming they're not under seal. And that can better answer the question than I can as I sit here right now.
Everything's sealed.
He said, do you know who that was questioning him, by the way?
No.
It sounds like the guy with the bald head and the glasses.
I think he
pretty
was
scary.
He was.
He knew, or let's put it this way. He had as many people as he needed at his disposal for January 6th, right?
Right.
So my question is two-part question. Question number one, how'd you know there was going to be trouble? Why did you need all those resources at your disposal for a Trump speech? What was the problem?
Yeah.
Right? That's number one. Number two, all these people that were there, they were the disturbers, really, weren't they?
Yeah. They're saying now that the FBI agents, a lot of them would push people through the windows, would push people past those fences. People weren't doing that. People, like just your regular people who were there to see Trump and to march peacefully and patriotically, they were just there to do that. And then someone would say, no, we're going at Ray Epps. We're going to the Capitol. We're gonna, we're get in there and tell them. Remember when he said,
told
those guys to push that guy over?
Christopher Wray had all these people at his disposal, and then when he heard President Trump say peacefully and patriotically, right there should have been, okay, they're just peaceful and just stand down the missiles.
But we didn't hear about the 275 people until later.
But what I'm saying is, if he was smart, he would have stood down. He would have made them stand down when he heard peacefully and patriotically speak your mind.
If that's what his goal was, Vic. But keep in mind.
Oh, you're right, Ken.
What was their goal?
I'm talking about an honest director of the FBI.
Right.
Would say, oh, it's going to be peaceful, but don't worry about it. Everybody back to your offices.
In this hearing, Christopher Wray sounds like he's playing a game. Like you have to guess what I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
I'm so done with it.
It really shouldn't.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
This is from @Myra Lux, and she said, I unfollowed someone because they don't like dogs. My apologies, but I can't be having that. Not like a dog? So listen, remember you said that Sally and Eddie at that event, the picture of them?
Yeah.
You're right. Sally's looking at him going, oh,
Eddie.
So I need a good Photoshopper we have to put dashes from her eyes to Eddie, which means she's looking at him. And then a thought bubble, which says, oh, Eddie.
A heart
on it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Good old Sally. All right. So this explosive testimony that's a year old.
Yeah.
More than a year old. A year and 2 months old. Pretty explosive. We'll let you hear it in its entirety. I mean, we may stop and talk about it a little bit, and that's what we do. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home, Bonds.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Shut your face. Shut up.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. Columbo and Company.
Donald Trump could be filing a lawsuit against the BBC, and the Supreme Court says they'll look into asylum processing procedures at the border. We'll discuss Tuesday with legal expert Susie Moore plus Crane Durham.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Lights flickering?
Chrysler can fix it.
Breaker keeps tripping?
That's a Gresser job.
Outlet not working?
Gresser makes it right.
Old wiring need a rewire?
Gresser rewires with care.
From little fixes to major fixes, we treat your home like our own.
Treat? Did you say treat? Woof.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeServices.com.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Our home exterior coatings intelligently designed to stand up to Mother Nature. Call 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Fall rebates are here at Johnson Heating and Cooling. Save up to $600 off your new heating and cooling system. Plus, get a free humidifier when you purchase a complete system. And here's the best part. We're offering up to 0% financing for 60 months. That means you can stay comfortable all winter without breaking the bank. Don't forget our $99 furnace checkup. These incredible offers expire November 30th. Call 636-332-4141 or visit johnson-heatingandcooling.com.
1 in 4 women will have an abortion before the age of 45 in this country. That's the tragedy we must work to stop. Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show here, and that is why Reach Reproductive Health is here to empower parents to save the lives of innocent children and to see these families come to Christ. And you can be a part of saving and changing lives. So pray and visit outreachforlife.org to learn more, volunteer, and donate. That's outreachforlife.org.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for O'Fallon Family Floors, O'FallonFamilyFloors.com. Brian and his team, they're just amazing people. They're so proud of their operation. Pride in every installation. You can see that in the Google reviews. Pride in the great quality, pride in the great pricing, pride in the great variety, and pride in the fact that you can go into the store right off of Highway K in O'Fallon, or the store will come to you. That's the promise of O'Fallon Family Floors, O'FallonFamilyFloors.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
President Trump, my Italian brother. He loves Italians, Ken.
He does.
Okay, so that last break, we figured it was just too long of a piece of audio to play during I heard it on the X.
Yeah.
That's fair to say?
Right.
Okay. So more than a year ago, September of 2024, U.S. Border Chief, he was U.S. Border Chief at the time, right? Or did he
was former, I'm not sure, but I know he was Border Chief under Biden-Harris.
Okay, that's what we need to know.
Yeah.
And
at some point.
And he did work for 5 administrations.
Yes.
So that means you got
and then he resigned.
Republicans and Democrats that he worked for.
Yes.
And
so he's really good at his job.
Yeah. And the ball game used to be illegal immigrants cannot come into this country. I mean, it's just the rules. It's the law. So former U.S. Border Chief Aaron Hetke sitting in front of a congressional committee. This is his, when they have, when they testify in front of a committee, they give them 5 minutes just to talk about themselves and what's going on. So that's what this is. And listen closely. We'll stop it when we hear like a, whoa, my God.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Distinguished members, thank you for this opportunity. The only true consequence we have to slow down and discourage people from coming into the United States illegally is sending them back to their country of origin. Throughout the first 3+ years of this administration, I saw a steady decrease in the countries we can send people back to.
Biden administration he's talking about.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yes.
Okay, good.
For the first time in my 25 years and under 5 different administrations, whether through neglect or on purpose, I saw a large-scale lapse in our ability to return people to their country of origin. The inability to send people home meant that most people being arrested for illegal entry would either have to be detained or released. The current administration, however, from day one, made a point of decreasing the amount of detention space available nationwide.
Stop. So during the Biden administration, when they let everybody in, when they brought cranes in to lift the barbed wire fencing high enough so that illegals can get under it and come into the country, and then all the murders happened, Lake and Riley, and all the other murders and crime that's happened. One would think that an administration would say, "Okay, hold on, put the brakes on this immigration thing. We got to keep them out because they're killing Americans." But that didn't happen.
No, and if you recall these videos that we were seeing pretty much on a daily basis, you actually had the frustration for the Border Patrol agents must have been immense, because they'd be standing there, and then the federal government would send down soldiers and say, "Nope, you're not opening. You're opening this back up." They had barbed wire, and they would lift it to bring them in.
Why?
Well, that's the whole point, Vic, because he's saying here they were giving them opportunities to vote, and that's where we're going.
Go.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement's funding for detention has steadily been cut and private detention eliminated. The fact that so many illegal aliens are being released into the United States spread worldwide very quickly. As this happened, the numbers the Border Patrol encountered illegally crossing the border increased exponentially. The impact to me and my agents were significant. Sectors were ordered to take in and process all the illegal aliens encountered on the border. The Border Patrol saw groups of hundreds and thousands.
Stop. That doesn't count gotaways.
No.
That's just the people that they did catch and start the question.
Right.
So it's a bigger figure, a bigger number for all the gotaways.
Oh, much bigger if you remember.
Coming into the United States and turning themselves in. These numbers pulled 80, 90, sometimes 100% of the agents on duty away from the border. Border Patrol zones across Texas, Arizona, and California had no agent presence for weeks and months at a time.
You remember they were pulling Border Patrol agents off of the border to become processors.
To
speed up the process of getting people in.
Yeah, to do clerical work.
Yeah, yeah.
They could have sent secretaries down there to do it.
Yeah.
Male or female, by the way. I don't know. That was not a
Absolutely.
sexist remark. But they took the guys who are responsible for keeping people out of the country to sit there and do clerical work at a desk.
By design, Vic, think about that. If you're pulling people off the border, more people can come in, then you use those same people to process them quicker.
Ken, what a mess. What an absolute mess. Go ahead.
Those who did not want to be caught could simply walk in. We have no idea who and what entered our country over this time. Throughout 2022 and 23, I sent agents to Texas and Arizona to count gotaways. Those sectors could not even put enough agents in the field to see what they'd missed. Simultaneously, in San Diego, we had an exponential increase in significant interest aliens. These are aliens with significant ties to terrorism. Prior to this administration, the San Diego sector averaged 10 to 15 SIA arrests per year. Once word was out the border was far easier to cross, San Diego went to over 100 SIAs in 2022, well over that in 2023, and even more than that registered this year.
That's crazy. Those are potential terrorists, SIA, special interest aliens.
That's what they wanted? Terrorists to come in?
They were doing it.
What did Joe Biden do and say on 9/11? What do you think he said? That's okay. They all need a place to bomb.
No, he was probably putting his finger up in the air and testing the wind of the emotions of the people. He was probably right along with them, Vic. But keep in mind now, he transitioned to wanting to bring them in because he needed a new constituency, because the black population, their main constituency, was getting smart. They were wising up and saying, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Every 4 years they come around, but they haven't helped us a bit.
Yeah.
So they knew that they needed a new group of people to come, and they did. Over 20 million people came in. That's a lot of voting block.
I don't want to waste time because I want to get all this audio in. But do you believe that Hispanics are now against Trump?
No,
I don't either.
No.
But they were like, oh, the Hispanics who voted for Trump in 2024 now feel like they haven't gotten what they were promised, and now they hate him. I don't believe that for a minute.
No, illegals do hate Trump because, I mean, you see it on video all the time. They're being caught. They hate that.
I don't think people from Cuba hate him.
No.
Okay.
These are only the ones we caught. At the time, I was told I could not release any information on this increase in SIAs or mention any of the arrests. The administration was trying to convince the public there was no threat at the border. Fentanyl is another issue. The San Diego area sees between 80 and 90% of the methamphetamine and fentanyl seizures annually for our entire country. With little enforcement at the border, these drugs were coming through in mass. During my last year in San Diego, the price for a single pill of fentanyl, for example, went from $10 to 25 cents. To make matters worse...
Stop. Did you get that?
Yeah.
$10 to 25 cents. No wonder kids are dying from fentanyl.
Well, remember the number we brought out? I touched my Uncle Chuck's poster back here because he died in Vietnam.
Yeah.
57,000 people died in the whole war of Vietnam. Every year, because of fentanyl, over 100,000 people are dying in this country.
Wow. More than Vietnam by
many more. Yeah.
Long shot. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
To make matters worse, during 2022 and 23, I had to shut down San Diego traffic checkpoints, which are critical for drug interdiction, because the resources had been diverted to the process and release mission. The large numbers also had and still have a negative impact on the San Diego community. I had to release illegal aliens by the hundreds each day into communities who could not support them. To quiet the problem, 2 flights a week were provided from San Diego to Texas. These flights simply brought aliens that would have been released in San Diego over to Texas. Each flight cost approximately $150,000. This was the administration's way to try and quiet the border-wide crisis. Once these flights were stopped and the releases continued, California saw the true economic impact. I received calls from the governor's office, local mayors, and hospital administrators asking me if we could keep injured aliens in custody so the federal government would pay the medical bills. Through pressure from the administration, my headquarters became...
Why do we worry about people who not only weren't born here, but are in the country illegally, and we don't care about the veterans living in the street?
Right.
What's the mentality behind that? By the way, from the guy who says, and God protect our troops. Remember Biden used to say that every speech?
Yeah.
Because he's like, he loves the troops. But sorry, troops, you don't get medical care because Juan over here hurt his thumb.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Go ahead. I'm so sick
Through
of
pressure from the administration, my headquarters became more interested in the fiction that being portrayed in the media and not at all concerned with reality. Each time we asked for help in dealing with a new issue, it fell on deaf ears. At times in San Diego, we had 2,000 or more aliens sitting in between the fences asking to turn themselves in. I was told to move them out of sight of the media. Meanwhile, Border Patrol agents are continually forgotten and neglected by the media and this administration. These agents deal with death, women and children that have been raped, abused, trafficked, bought and sold, families that have spent months in terrible conditions, sickness, and despair.
Now think about that. You have kids, over 300,000 they estimate are missing.
Still?
Well, yeah, because they're finding them now. They're finding them by the hundreds.
Yeah.
Some by the thousands now. They're finding them.
Right.
They're like, oh, you're supposed to be with somebody, and they weren't. All these kids, remember, were crossing the borders with these supposed parents. Those weren't parents, but they were so unvetted. Everything was so unvetted and unprocessed that they could just walk over. He even said that, well, the people who chose not to be processed just walked in.
So there's still hundreds of thousands of kids missing.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
If you look at the dramatic rise in the number of suicides within the Border Patrol, it is directly correlated with the migrant surge.
Stop. Here's something nobody talks about. What about the mental health of these people who guard the border of the United States?
That's what I was saying earlier. It had to be so frustrating on such a different level.
And what they saw, the horrors of what they saw,
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Girls that have been raped and beaten.
And then they were actually, now this is the part that I'm talking about. They saw that. They saw that happened to them. And then they were still told, let them come in with those people who are quote unquote their parents, where it was maybe some guy and it was not their parent. That's got to mess with your head, PTSD style.
Worst, absolutely. Worst president in the history of the United States was Joe Biden.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
The agents have been pushed beyond their limit, and this has greatly impacted their physical and mental health. While current numbers of aliens crossing our border are lower in comparison in recent months, there's a reason for this. After nearly 4 years, this administration finally started to ask Mexico for help in slowing down the traffic through their country. This and other actions make a difference, but why has it taken so long? All of these tactics were being used before this administration took office, but this administration stopped or greatly limited them. I'm also concerned this will not be maintained.
There you go, Vic.
I just can't believe that it's been a year since he said those remarks. And well, now it's clean. Now the border is clean. But from the time that guy spoke, for the rest of Joe Biden's presidency, Joe didn't do anything. He didn't do a thing.
And remember, we were calculating that there were months where 300,000 people were crossing the border.
How many come through a month now? 0.
Tens, I tell you.
Tens?
Probably 0. No,
Yeah,
then seriously.
I think it's 0 myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Ken. That was great. That was former U.S. Border Chief Aaron Hedke, who was sick of it by that point and said to himself, somebody's got to hear this. Somebody has to be alerted to this. And you know what? Somebody's got to do something about it.
That's the next step. That has to be the next step.
I'm so sick of it. I swear to God, I can't do it, Ken.
No, you can do it.
I can't.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Hey, Tony Colombo here with Tim Jones for our friends Rodney and Jen Wallner, the Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway, the #1 home selling team in the St. Louis area. And I can say that from firsthand experience. My wife and I were blown away from the results that we saw from working with Rodney and Jen, from selling our old home faster and for more money than we thought possible to finding our family's perfect new home. They over-delivered every step of the way. And right now, it's still very much a seller's market. So, Tim, for folks that have been thinking about selling their home, it's a perfect time to call the Wallners.
That's right, Tony. And don't forget, they're licensed in both Missouri and Illinois. So no matter where you are in the metro area, you can put St. Louis's #1 home selling team to work for you. The Wallners' experience and work ethic, second to none. And of course, the numbers speak for themselves. The Wallners sell 15 times more homes per year than the typical realtor. Right now, they're working with so many qualified buyers, they'll guarantee to obtain you an offer. If you've been thinking about selling your home, don't wait. Call the Wallners now at 314-810-SOLD. That's 314-810-SOLD for the Wallner home selling team.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
Public schools, like public libraries, should be free and open to all. Open enrollment allows parents to choose the school that's the best fit for their children. Maybe another school has a wider curriculum, is bigger or smaller. Maybe a kid is being bullied and would be more comfortable at another school. 75% of parents favor open enrollment. Open enrollment programs now exist in 43 states, and Missouri should join them. Our next-door neighbor, Kansas, has one of the strongest open enrollment policies in the nation. Kansas parents are trusted with choices and options, while Missouri parents must move out of their home to change public schools. And it's a trend. Nationwide, the percentage of students going to their chosen public school has steadily increased. Assigning kids to schools based on their zip code is the old way. Open enrollment is a better way. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. An unusual spike in internet traffic is blamed for an outage that took some of the web's most popular sites and services offline for several hours this morning. The problem was at internet infrastructure provider Cloudflare, which is now back up and running. It impacted sites including X, Shopify, and ChatGPT, among many others. It's called the Epstein Files Transparency Act, and it is expected to come up for a vote today in the House, directing the Department of Justice to release all files relating to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, something that President Trump says he supports. Meals and meetings are on the agenda today for President Trump as he welcomes the Saudi Crown Prince to the White House.
The visit begins with a formal arrival ceremony, followed by talks in the Oval Office and lunch. In the evening, the White House will put on a lavish dinner. It has all the trappings of a state visit, but it's an official visit because Crown Prince Mohammed is not technically a head of state. He and the president are expected to formalize several economic and military agreements.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says the president also indicates that there will be a sale of advanced F-35 fighter jets to the Saudis, who Mr. Trump calls a great ally. The Dubai Air Show is up and running, with hometown airline Emirates ordering 65 Boeing 777 aircraft.
Emirates is looking to increase its fleets thanks to record earnings and apparently unending demand for flights through what has become a major east-west travel hub. Emirates reported $5.2 billion in profits last year. Military sales remain a focus at the show, with Russia taking part despite sanctions. The event has also seen a renewed interest in flying taxis, which Dubai hopes to get in the sky for riders next year. Bob Agnew reports.
The Dow's down more than 600 points. Townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms around this morning, certainly having an impact across parts of the area with a dry break expected in the middle of the day. And then this afternoon, a strong storm or two possible from St. Louis to the east from around lunchtime through 4 or 5 p.m. Otherwise, it's a partly sunny day, a brief spike in temperatures with a high near 70 this afternoon. Down to 47 overnight tonight with dry weather and then mostly cloudy and dry Wednesday, bouncing back up to 60. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2, ready to roll. Ken put another great show together for us. Thank you, Ken, for that.
My pleasure, Vic.
And so let's talk a little bit about national security. Let's talk about Nicolas Maduro and the country of Venezuela. And let's welcome a defense expert.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Brest is the defense reporter for the Washington Examiner. Mike, thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
Happy to.
So, these drug boats that were blowing out of the water, people are like, well, how do you know they're, really criminals? What if, Mike, some MiG fighters are headed towards the United States, shooting the whole way? We would just shoot them down, right?
I would assume so.
So what's the difference? The weapon is either, bullets or drugs.
Or fentanyl,
It's still a weapon, and we still got to get rid of it.
So there are a couple points that I would start with. Number one, to this point, we've seen, or the administration has confirmed that there have been 21 of these strikes targeting 21 vessels since this campaign began in early September. And at this point, I believe the rough estimate is that about 80 people have been killed in these strikes. And so it's unclear exactly how much information the administration or the military has at the time they launched these strikes, but we do know that they have an overwhelming presence right now. Right now, the U.S. Navy has its largest presence in the Caribbean in decades at this exact moment, and many of those systems and ships in place are specifically designed for intelligence gathering and collection.
So, like you said, the largest U.S. buildup in the Caribbean in decades. So, are we expecting anything, or are we just playing defense? I hate to say that, Ken, but are we just playing defense?
Well, so that right there is the $1 million question that everyone wants to know, because we don't know, because even President Trump has tried to be ambiguous as to not tip off his hand. And so the number of forces the U.S. has in the Caribbean, from everyone I've spoken with, significantly outnumbers the number of people that would actually be required simply to target these vessels. And so the question is, could we see an escalation from the U.S.? Would they start carrying out strikes on Venezuelan soil? Would they consider trying to militarily remove Nicolas Maduro from power? And so that's where all the attention is going. And as recently as just yesterday, President Trump was asked, have you ruled anything out? Have you ruled out putting U.S. boots on the ground in Venezuela? And he said he hadn't. And so it really is, the president has been somewhat intentional, it seems, to leave every option on the table, including the option of not doing that. And so it all feels like this is a campaign that is targeting overall Nicolas Maduro, whether or not he is willing to leave power prior to U.S. military action inside his country, or if that could be as a result of U.S. military action.
Well, if we know anything, we know that President Trump hates drugs. We're talking to Mike Brest, defense reporter at the Washington Examiner. You can get him on X at DC Examiner. And Mike, here's my thought on this, especially with considering the United States track record. Don't we have people on the ground like CIA on the ground and they're getting intel and, in other words, saying, okay, guys, this boat, it has stuff in it.
Wow,
Go get it. Isn't that part of the plan, don't you think?
So I can tell you that President Trump said publicly last month that he had approved CIA covert operations inside Venezuela. And so there probably are U.S. CIA agents in Venezuela right now doing all sorts of types of intelligence gathering, either about the strikes or about Maduro and his inner circle. And so I think this goes back to the president's willingness to wield all cards. But you wouldn't often think that a president would publicly say he approves CIA action in a certain place, considering the CIA is supposed to operate in secret. And so it does feel like even that was a message to Maduro that we're coming at you from a number of different avenues, a number of different ways, and we will see how we can best get you.
You know what, Mike? That answers a question we've been asking for months. Because when President Trump said we're sending CIA assets into Venezuela, I said to Ken, Ken, do we really have to know that? Isn't that one of the things that we probably don't need to know? But now it makes total sense. Right. So I want to go back to what you said a second ago when he was asked, will there be boots on the ground in Venezuela? And he said, nah. What are the ramifications if there are boots on the ground in Venezuela? I mean, they're not protected by NATO Article 5 protections.
So should the U.S. decide to carry out operations inside Venezuela, there are a couple different options, one of which could include a physical U.S. presence in Venezuela, but they could also potentially just fire missiles from at sea, effectively. And so there are a couple different ways that could play out, but specific targets that we could see the U.S. strike would include some of these cartel facilities, whether it's drug production labs, or even as something like a military base that may or may not have ties to some of these cartels. And then we could also see the U.S. try and target some of these alleged drug smuggling vessels in the port instead of in international waters.
Well, he nailed the nuclear facilities in Iran a lot further away than Venezuela. So I think he can find those cartel houses and just get rid of them in one swoop, couldn't he?
I'm sure he's being given options of the sort every day, or whenever he's having these conversations with these military leaders. I'm sure he's getting the whole gambit of options because the president, as you have said, is very against the drugs that are coming out of the country, even though the drug that primarily comes out of Venezuela is cocaine. He is very against drug smuggling of all kinds. And we've seen him talk about potentially targeting places like Mexico, which is where fentanyl primarily comes from.
Mike, do you know how much of I want to say army, I guess, that the cartels have down there? Because I've seen videos during the Biden administration where they are almost threatening America, showing off their armaments and their vehicles and the just the sheer number of people that they have down there?
So I think a lot of that is really sort of propaganda, for lack of a better word. They're trying to bolster themselves and make themselves look particularly impressive. And Venezuela's military does have a couple million people, and they do have some pretty impressive military hardware. However, a lot of it is outdated. And so they do have fighter jets, but they're outdated fighter jets that really would not stand up to a dramatic show of U.S. force. And so there is no army in the world that can really, it seems like, compete with the United States. At least that's what senior military officials believe. And Venezuela would not come close.
We're talking to Mike Brest. He's the defense reporter at the Washington Examiner. I think Ken was talking about beyond official government military troops, the cartel troops.
Yeah, the actual cartels.
Themselves.
Yeah, I saw the videos of these cartels, Mike. They had what we would call probably military armaments.
How many people are involved there?
I don't know exactly the size or scope of the arsenals that the cartels have, but the Department of Justice and the president have said that Nicolas Maduro is running one of these cartels, Cartel de los Sols. And so there is a lot of overlap, I would say, between some of the cartels and some of the military and some of Maduro's senior circle.
Yeah. So Maduro, not a good guy. He is coming to the White House to talk to President Trump. Let's hear the president on that.
Update on Venezuela, Mr. President? On Venezuela, update?
No update on Venezuela.
With the designation of that cartel associated with Maduro, does that mean that the U.S. government can target Maduro's assets or infrastructure inside Venezuela?
It allows us to do that, but we haven't said we're going to do that. And we may be having some discussions with Maduro, and we'll see how that turns out. They would like to talk.
You know what, Mike? Aren't you glad that that's not your job, to follow the president around, shout questions at him? You're going to sit there and write your stories. Aren't you glad about that?
I mean, the access would be nice as well. The president does seem to love to talk to the media.
He does.
But I think that reporter did actually ask a very important question, which was, over the weekend, Secretary Rubio announced that the cartel that they allege Maduro is leading has been or will be designated a foreign terrorist organization. And that designation has significance for the legal avenues it allows the administration to go after the group. But the announcement specifically said that this will not come into play until next Monday, which was a little bit of a strange way to phrase an announcement and a designation. And so I've spoken with a couple of experts who believe that this was another intentional maneuver by the administration to put a clock on Maduro and say, within a week, you have 1 week to figure out what you want to do. And if that goes and you are still in power and nothing has changed, the U.S. now has more legal mechanisms to try and go after you.
Wow.
Unbelievable. He's unbelievable how he's 2 steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
100 steps in front of you and me. That's
right.
damn sure.
Right.
All right. Mike, thanks so much. Mike Brest, defense reporter at the Washington Examiner. We really feel fortunate to be able to speak with you today. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Mike. It's really interesting because Mike even said as a reporter, you know, President Trump he flags information out to the public, and I think for good reason. I think he does that on purpose.
There's no doubt.
He's warning. He's basically, like just now you heard him, you know, on the tarmac. It's hard to hear, but I tried to get this audio, and he's saying, "Okay, we're not sure if we're going to. We're not sure that we're not going to." Well, are you going to talk with him? We might even talk. You know, he didn't even get asked that. He said we may even talk to Maduro. We may not.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he's open for that. See, this is a president who's open for all alternatives.
And I don't disagree with Mike that was a good question by that reporter.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the lifestyle. I couldn't do it.
Could you imagine being in that cartel and getting that information through the media? Actually, because President Trump he went ahead and told everybody. They're down in that cartel. We got until next week.
Can you imagine me as one of those pool reporters and not getting to ask and not getting my way? Can you imagine the holy hell fit I would throw?
You'd be throwing elbows.
Hey, shut up, man. This is my question. Mr. President, Mr. President. So two things about, I'm sorry, we're getting off track here. I'm getting us off track, not you. You've got it. You're keeping us on the straight and narrow. But those people, they ask the longest questions, especially when the venue is outside Air Force One or outside Marine One.
And they know that.
Those questions should be sharp, quick. But if I had more time, I'd be more brief. That's what I tell them.
Right.
Ask a quick question. I mean, I get it. The content of what her question was great. The way she asked it was just too long, and I forgot the beginning of the question by the time she got to the end of the question.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
But and it's probably a tough opportunity to get those questions out there. I mean,
that's my point, Ken. Mr. President, and everybody else is shouting that too, and they all want his attention.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yeah. I could do it, but I understand where you'd be really frustrated. I don't know, man. That's a young person's game anyway.
Oh,
it really is.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Well, because it's a young person's game.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Well, you're not young.
I'm too old, right, fatty?
No,
That's what I got to say.
No,
you're old.
Did I say too old? No, I said
sounded to me like you said
you're
too
not
old.
young.
What I'm saying is, in the position that you and I are in right now,
right?
When we get to have somebody on the phone or in person, and we can talk to them, and it's calm, and nobody's yelling, and
no
nobody's
background noise
no
everywhere.
Background noise, nice and easy. And I just think that's a better way to get information to the American people, the way we do it.
Yeah, it really is. But I think it's great that we have a president who will answer questions anywhere. And this is the reason. When you used to hear I used to get so frustrated getting audio from Joe Biden because when he did this, they did this on purpose, Vic. I'm telling you, I get it. If maybe a couple of times you cannot hear the audio that he's speaking, but every single time this happened with Joe Biden, you couldn't understand him. You heard the person ask the question, but Joe Biden, you could never hear his answer. And I wasn't even sure if he was making a mistake or not. I could never get that audio. I always had to wait until there was other audio that they fed to us.
Did you ever see the movie Wag the Dog?
Oh, yeah.
Dustin Hoffman, Robert De Niro, and how they manipulate the media and manipulate the United States. Old Shoe or something like that was a soldier or something. It was a song about old Joe. They actually made the label on the record look faded and old, put it in a sleeve that looked faded and old, and then slid it into the congressional records play. Oh, what's this? Let's use this record to help out our candidate. So whenever you hear what you're talking about, did they make a lot of noise when Biden was talking so we couldn't hear it purposely?
I don't know. I mean, you can't say for sure one way or the other because President Trump is in the same situation here, but you can hear him.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you could never hear Joe Biden.
And it wasn't the press bitching about Biden never talks to us. Biden never comes out and talks, right? It wasn't that them that said that.
Oh, yeah.
And now they've got a guy who will come out at any time of day or night.
On a plane, doesn't matter where he is.
On the plane, right?
Yeah,
you always see him in that one thing where he's holding on, like the, first class is the front, and the reporters are in coach in the back. Always. So don't they even give him credit for that?
No, you can't give him credit.
Oh.
There's no credit that you can give this man. No, that he cannot have a win. This whole thing about the shutdown that they won, that he actually won, that the Republicans won. They never mentioned that because you cannot give him a win.
So stupid. And they're hurting themselves. They're just hurting themselves.
They're hurting. Well, yeah, but I think they're hurting the country more.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Getting the truth out. You need to have at least, I'm not asking for anybody leaning to the right. I'm asking you to just go down the middle. Please put out information. I watch again. I'll reference the national news desk on ABC.
Yeah.
Before 7 a.m.
Yeah.
All they do, they're not flashy. She's kind of plain spoken, but they get a bunch of stories back to back to back of what's really going on in this country.
I don't know.
I love it.
I love it too. I don't like them. I just don't like them.
Right.
Okay. That music means shut up, fatty, and take us to commercials.
Over here, dear.
Wreaths across America. Wreaths across America is going on right now. The wreaths cost $17. That's it. So buy a couple of wreaths so we can put them on the graves of fallen soldiers at the Belle Reve Garden Cemetery. Okay, go to NewstalkSTL.com and look for the QR code,
Yeah.
and you can do it real quick. All right, help us out. We're trying to help them out. December 13th is the date of the thing, but there's a cutoff for the donations at the end of this month.
Yeah, so you have to do it very soon. It's Wreaths Across America /MO0281P. Just keep that in mind. And if you need the information, you can always go to our website. And Vic, when we were...
I don't know how you remember all that off the top of your head. Forget.
I don't know. But we were talking to Dawn, okay? We were saying, the families are affected by this for a lifetime. I always reference my uncle who died since 1966. These wreaths remind us. These wreaths remind the families of how important these people are.
Yep.
Please give.
Jared Schmitz, too.
Yep.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back on 101.9 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. Vic and Ken.
Here's $40 if you leave right now.
No,
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on Newstalk STL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
This holiday season, help Feed My People fill the shelves. News Talk STL and the STL County GOP are partnering for an annual food drive, November 10th through December 21st. Drop off your non-perishable food donations at all Bartolino's restaurants, all Chris's Pancakes and dining locations, and all 3 Michael's Flooring outlets, or at the News Talk STL studios.
Hey, it's Susie Moore, and together we can make a difference for families in need.
Visit NewstalkSTL.com for complete drop-off locations.
This is Tony Colombo, and my favorite Capriati sandwich is the cheesesteak made with American Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms, and you have to include a side of their amazing fries. I love Capriati's, and you will too.
Open 9 to 9 daily on Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
Hi, I'm Mark Sutherland, founder of Stone Ledge Distillery, and I'd like to give you a bottle of Stolock whiskey or Inversion vodka. Just register now at NewstalkSTL.com and come experience what Missouri Ozark Highlands craftsmanship really tastes like. At our tasting room in historic Defiance, you'll enjoy Stolock whiskey, Inversion vodka, and other Missouri-made spirits, wine, and craft beer in a beautiful cocktail lounge, our cigar room, or out on the patio every weekend. And right now, win a bottle of Stolock or Inversion at NewstalkSTL.com. Come raise a glass in Defiance.
Free speech is alive and well in America right here.
It's about time somebody stood up for true American values.
What this country needs is some backbone.
Finally, a president who wants to make real change.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I wouldn't sell my bike for all the money in the world.
If they have to pay out $159,000 billion.
Not for $100 billion, million, trillion dollars.
Over $1,300,000,000,300 million.
You're crazy. I know you are, but what am I?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
The way that he talks about my dad, Kim, my dad kicked his ass like a rented mule and beat him by 7.5 million votes. That's why he hates my dad. Just look at the Webster's definition of what a fascist is, and they fit the bill. And if you don't want to call him a fascist outright, you can call him maybe a Christo-fascist. You can call him a white nationalist. I do know this. It's only served one group of people, Charlie Kirk's death, MAGA. They have taken this, they have wrapped themselves in it, they have righteous indignation.
Yeah, I'm going to take some advice from a cokehead who's probably doing coke right there.
Yeah. I'll tell you two things about the video on that audio that you just played. One is he looks very skinny and drawn, and he's still using drugs. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely, yes.
And his voice, it was scary one time when there's two camera angles on him, and he starts the comment with the camera kind of right at him, and then the camera switches to one over here. And during that transition, he looked just like Joe. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
It was crazy. So
that's Hunter Biden, by the way.
I'm sorry. Should have
said.
Damn it. Sorry. That was Hunter Biden, everyone. And he said, the things he said about my father, F him.
Right.
Well, what about the things your father said about him?
That doesn't matter.
Right?
Yeah. This guy here is so unhinged. I mean, just listening to him, he can't put it together. He was having such a frustration trying to speak. And I think he's coked up right there.
I completely agree.
But he lies. He's a liar. Well, I don't even know why we have to say that, because he's been proven liar. He's committed crimes.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Yeah. And he said, "Oh, well, that's because my father kicked his ass in the election."
Drew Allen.
What about Drew Allen? He called.
He said, F Hunter Biden.
Yes. You can come on and say it yourself in just a little bit. Ken, you can't do that to me.
I'm sorry, Vic.
Because the thoughts are here, and then they make a left turn, and I don't know what I was thinking about. This is bad. My mental decline is really bad.
No, it's not.
Okay, thanks. So I think Hunter, did you ever see the diagram? It's got the last, not the last, Kamala and all the preceding Democrats to Joe Biden, and they all got 60 million votes, 65 million votes, and he got 81 million votes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the year that they kind of went over their skis a little bit.
2020.
Let's see. We really need, they're strong on those people on the right. We've got to really put some votes in here. Let's get 15 more million. They went way over. Can you imagine? Okay, supposedly Barack Obama got 65 million, right? And that's when people actually voted and they counted. Most of the time they were the correct ballots. Now when Joe comes in 81, come on.
And Ken,
he didn't even tour. His candidacy was he'd
have 12 people at a rally that had to sit in a circle.
How could that be possible?
So hold on, it'll come back. Oh, no, that wasn't it. That was last time. Wow. Somebody should do a documentary on mental decline.
You're not mentally declining, Rick. People forget things.
President Bush, President Trump. Anyway. Oh. The more and more evidence coming out that 2020 was rigged.
Yeah.
And what you were talking about, well, hey, we need more ballots. But the big key to me, Ken, being a poker player, was this was the most secure election in American history. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my God, they cheated. Right?
Yeah, that was the first thing that we came out with when we started talking about the tells.
Yes.
That was your
first one.
First contribution to the tells theory, you know?
Political tells.
And it really was, because it taught me a lot, because I started to pay attention to that stuff, and I had never done that before. I think that was a really cool thing that you did.
Why, thank you, Ken.
Letting not just me, but I mean all of our listeners know that too.
Yeah.
To just watch for stuff like that from the Democrat Party. You can't trust them. We came up with Ed Stoy because of some of this.
Yeah, right. And I think that people need to be aware, like you're saying, and they overplay their hand, to use a poker and analogy phrase.
Which is probably a better way to say when I said going over the skis. It was overplaying your hand's probably a better, more familiar.
If you play poker, I mean, it's okay. Yours was great too. If you don't play poker, you don't know what that means. Overplayed your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you have a ace king and you're playing an ace king and the king comes up and you keep betting and some guy's calling you and then you bet again and he's calling you again, he's got something. Okay, he doesn't have nothing, or he wouldn't keep calling you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is overplaying your hand. You should have checked or understood that he's got an ace or he's got a better two pair or something like that. And they overplay their hand all the time.
They do.
And I put that in the piece that I wrote for Red State. You should read it. It's pretty. I think it's pretty good.
It's really good. It is good.
It's about how
I read articles every day, most of the day, and that's up there. I mean, it's very informative, Vic.
Because the left likes to call Trump Hitler and call ICE the Gestapo. And the one thing in that piece, Ken, I think that maybe it was the most important line, and I really didn't focus on it when we talked about it, was that there's a dichotomy of they don't do enough research or they're just flat out lying.
And I think it's the latter. I think they do actually a lot of research and lie based on that.
Either way, neither are okay.
Right.
To be, a politician, a broadcaster on MSNBC. And that's when I said that the Dems overplay their hand. Getting back to the 2000 election, they could have said, well, we're hearing that this was a very secure election. They did it. They took a lot of steps to make sure this was an honest, free, and fair election. But they didn't say that, did they?
No, they did not.
They said the most secure election in history. Well, bullshit. Stuff.
And you know what?
What?
When we saw them covering the windows, when we saw pickups and drop-offs of these mail-in ballots, when we saw them shutting down whole facilities because of plumbing issues that turns out to be a leaky faucet.
That they said was a water main break.
Right. And we would sit there. I mean, we would scream at people saying, look, listen to me. This is not true. Come on. Look at where you're sitting. We're watching it. We're watching them put cardboard on windows. Oh, you people. You just have your conspiracy theorists.
And let's another phrase they use. Well, there was no evidence of widespread voter fraud.
Right.
Why does it have to wait till it gets to widespread?
Well, then it's a problem.
One instance of voter fraud. Shut it down.
Right.
And start again.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
God, I can't stand them. You said something the other day, and I just want to say that you're a better man than I. I forget what we were talking about. But you know what we were talking about? How the left can't wait for Trump to die.
Yeah.
And you said you don't hate anybody.
I can't.
That's why you're a better man than I, because there are some people I just hate. I swear to God.
Don't get me wrong here.
I hate people sometimes.
I get you. I just, there are people that I am so disgusted by, and I can't even look at them. But the hate part, it's just, I don't know. I don't know, Vic. I can't even imagine how a person, a human being, can say, I want that person to die.
Right.
And I'm not saying you. I'm saying the left. I'm saying this is like 48% of the Democrat population says, yes, we think there need to be deaths. in order to get our
meaning assassinations.
Yes, they're saying that they need to happen to further their agenda. That's crazy to me, but that's the America we live in right now.
I agree, Ken. I agree that, wishing somebody. I've never wished anybody dead.
That's another level too. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you have.
Never wished anybody dead, but I got to tell you, sometimes I hate people. Everybody, I hate.
I hear you. Believe me, I get you, man. The wishing someone dead thing, you don't even want to go there. That's like Ouija board stuff.
That's
to
like
me.
voodoo. That's voodoo.
It really
or
is.
Ouija board. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't want to mess with that. When you not only say it, but you post it on social media, you got some serious upcomings going on there.
Instead of putting it on social media, why don't you just write your psychiatrist a little note and say, when can you squeeze me in?
Which, by the way, we've got information from a psychiatrist here that we could play at some point if we have a little time, that talks about TDS as a documented fact.
Not for nothing, we've been saying it forever.
We have been,
and our side of the fence named it TDS.
Right.
All right, Ken. Thanks for playing Stevie Ray Vaughan too.
My pleasure, man. That's some good stuff.
Sometimes things just are related for no reason whatsoever. Yesterday, videos of Stevie Ray Vaughan kept coming up on my feed, and I don't know why. I know he died in August.
Yeah.
Or no, he died in October. Okay.
Maybe that's.
But he was so badass, Ken. He was so badass.
Yeah. Talk about other level in music. He was.
So our app is up and running. Don't know if you know this, ladies and gentlemen, but your phone is also a radio. As if by magic, Ken. Thank you. As if by magic. So listen wherever you are. Go to our app. If you don't have the app, download it.
Come on now.
It's 2 pushes.
No, it's actually, is it 2?
Well, to get it.
Okay.
Once you got it.
Only 1 push.
Good, you get it?
Yep.
Sorry, that's Sweeney Todd stuff. All right, we'll be right back on 101, and we'll talk about this TDS real stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we won't. We'll talk to Drew Thomas Allen.
Of course.
Next on 101.9.
But later we will.
Go to break. I'm so stupid, I swear to God.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Court will take a 60-minute recess for lunch.
Your Honor, I respectfully request a full day's continuance to go over all this stuff.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Now look here. I don't like that kind of talk. Now just stop it. It upsets me.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's NewstalkSTL.
Whoosh.
If you have a phone, you have a radio. Download the all-new NewstalkSTL app.
Love the all-new app.
And listen anytime, anywhere.
Hi, Sean Long from STL Fence Works, and I've got some great news for families thinking about adding a fence or deck. While other companies are struggling with delays and rising costs, our commitment to American-made materials is saving our customers money. Picture your kids playing safely in your perfectly fenced backyard or hosting friends on your beautiful new deck, all while knowing you got the best value for true American quality. Whether you're dreaming of a classic ornamental fence or low-maintenance vinyl, or maybe that custom deck that you've been considering, our American-made materials and expert craftsmanship deliver superior results at prices other companies simply cannot match. This really is the golden time for your backyard project, and we have flexible financing options to make it even easier. Your satisfaction is our passion, and that's a promise. Visit STLFenceworks.com and let's lock in your savings and satisfaction today.
So I hear an out-of-towner asking someone, where's the best place to eat? Before they could respond, I said, Cafe Napoli. Where? Well, I said, Cafe Napoli in Clayton, Napoli 2 in Town and Country, Napoli 3 in St. Charles, right next door to Napoli C, and then you got Napoli Kirkwood, plus you got Napoli Pizza and Pasta in Chesterfield. You'll find Napoli everywhere. It's not too early to book a party and buy gift cards. Cafe Napoli.
Hey, when pests invade your home, you need someone you can trust. It's Jamie Allman here, and at Buckingham Pest Control, they're not just your exterminators. They're your neighbors and friends. A locally owned family business and St. Louis Magazine A-List award winner, providing affordable, quality pest control. Plus, they offer energy-efficient TAP attic insulation, the only insulation that controls pests and qualifies for federal tax credits through December 31. BuckinghamPestControl.com. That's BuckinghamPestControl.com.
Fox News commentary with Craig Gutfeld. Next.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at Lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Here's Greg Gutfeld.
Trump is now calling on House Republicans to release the Epstein files as Congress prepares a vote this week. Although you could see some initial hesitation from Trump, and why not? Wouldn't you have it? People have lost faith in the justice system, and this scandal deserves a thorough investigation. And we've seen how the media and the Dems deliberately misinterpret the information. We have a pile of examples of emails where they intentionally misled, ones that exonerate Trump, but in their hands, demonize him. In one email, the Dems redacted a victim's name who had publicly testified that Trump was innocent. Another showed the New York Times tipped Epstein off that a reporter was investigating him. And we even found out that the Trump-hating writer, Michael Wolff, encouraged Epstein to blackmail Trump, which is why the media demanding to release the emails are no different than a deranged man holding a butcher knife saying, "Why are you running from me? I just want to make you lunch."
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Columbo and Company.
Donald Trump could be filing a lawsuit against the BBC, and the Supreme Court says they'll look into asylum processing procedures at the border. We'll discuss Tuesday with legal expert Susie Moore, plus Crane Durham.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on NewstalkSTL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Cisco Systems Cyber Bastion, a diaspora-owned small business. But I feel badly also about the fistulas that are taking place in Eastern Congo.
On Newstalk STL.
Those poor fistulas.
They had poor things.
Ken, can I just say something very quickly?
Yeah.
President Trump is meeting with the Saudi Crown Prince right now at the White House, and he's going through the outdoor Hall of Fame presidents lineup there on the photographs, and he's stopped at FDR. And I would love to be a fly on the wall and see what he's saying about FDR.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now, here's Harry Truman. He dropped the bomb. He was a real man. He was good. Okay,
and you know what the tease that Good Morning America had about this visit? He's saying, well, President Trump, and some say that he's doing it for personal business. Like, shut up.
All right, that's Truman. Over here is Eisenhower. Eisenhower was president when Vic Porcelli was born. Everybody knows that. It's the best piece of information
ever. Wait.
Before you go to Drew, just one more thing, Drew. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to Bob Becker.
Hey, Bob.
From Becker Contracting. He came by and put food in one of our barrels for the food drive.
Thank you so much for that.
Awfully nice of you, Bob. Follow Bob's lead, okay? Make him your model.
There was something else he did, too.
He brought me a package of Donettis. Tony Colombo got me calling. I called them donuts my whole life. And then I met Tony Colombo, and he calls them Donettis.
Okay.
Because he's a guinea, that's why. Okay, go ahead. Thanks, Bob.
Drew Allen of the Drew Allen Show podcast.
It's people who love this country and respect freedom and want to preserve it for the future. It really shouldn't be political.
Amico mio, come stai?
Ciao, buongiorno, Ciccio. Sono molto contento.
Can't we just go from that other thing right to the music, let the music play?
No.
We have to be my fake phony.
No, we're okay.
Okay. Good morning, Drew. How are you, baby?
Hey, good morning. I'm good, man.
So what do you think about the president hosting the Crown Prince? Look, he showed him the auto pen. He showed him the auto.
He is. I swear to God, he is, Drew.
What do you think?
I think it's great. I just wish we had a big, beautiful ballroom to host him in, but I guess soon enough.
We're so close.
We're so close.
So close.
It was so funny. The auto pen. That's great.
All right, so let's play number 6.
Yeah,
for Drew, and let him hear this. This is Jesse Waters from last night, explaining how President Trump had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein.
The same author Epstein colluded with even said this.
Epstein believed that it was Trump who first informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house. And from that point on, they were nothing but bitter enemies.
So Trump dropped a dime on Epstein, but Democrats say they're best buds?
Right.
And that Biden and Obama's DOJ had proof Trump was compromised, but waited 3 elections to keep it a secret? They arrested Trump over bookkeeping and want us to believe they had real dirt and didn't use it.
The Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing?
Ghislaine Maxwell said Trump did nothing wrong. So have Epstein's victims and Epstein's lawyer. And none of these emails implicate Trump. So we're back to square one.
Drew, sometimes Occam's razor has to take over, right? The most logical answer is the right answer, and everything you heard there was logical.
Yeah, that's correct. It's unfortunate that a lot of people on the right, who are very good people, have gotten caught up on this. When Trump early on called the Epstein stuff a hoax, they bought the media's narrative that he was downplaying the victims and things like that. This was always Trump-Russia collusion 2.0. The Democrats aren't interested in finding any of, the individuals who actually would have committed any kind of atrocities against these victims. They're not interested in justice for the victims. They're just interested in trying to indict Trump in the court of public opinion. It's identical to Trump-Russia collusion. They never had evidence. They knew that Trump didn't collude with Putin to steal the 2016 election, but they need these this constant release, this constant media hysteria to try and put these false things out there so they can keep this going. What they really want to do is they want to impeach Donald Trump over this. They want to do to this administration, this term, what they did to the first term. And I hope people remember that, he couldn't do anything. His hands were completely tied for at least half of his first administration because Democrats and Republicans were going along with, the Mueller investigation and everything else. And so this is the same thing. It's not Trump they should be upset with about the Epstein stuff. It's Democrats, the people that are using this for politics. A lot of points were heard there. They didn't care about this for, it's more than 8 years, 16 years. They've never cared about Epstein. But suddenly, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. And what they're doing is they're releasing these emails selectively. You can read the emails yourself, and they actually don't implicate Trump. They exonerate him, but the media headlines are telling you that it implicates Trump. I saw, Jeffrey Epstein was saying how much effectively he hated Trump and Trump was awful. It's like, yeah, the devil's saying bad things about me. That's a good thing.
And I think that, the biggest Occam's razor point in all of this is, like you said, they put him on trial for so many things, but if they found out he was on Epstein Island and had proof, they wouldn't have put him on trial for that. They wouldn't have impeached him for that. That sounds like high crimes and misdemeanors to me.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Just look what they're doing. There are a ton of Epstein victims. He was doing this thing for years and years and years. And we know for a fact that Trump, he knew Epstein at one point. He may have at one point called Epstein a friend, just like so many people did. Epstein visited the Bill Clinton White House 17 times. There are other people involved, but they want to make this all about Trump. And that's what's so sickening about this. And this is why I'm frustrated with Republicans, the Marjorie Taylor Greene, and even people who are friends of mine who, just lost the plot with the Epstein stuff. And some of them out of good intentions, but they somehow missed what the Democrats were trying to do with this.
It's crazy what they're trying to do. And you know what? The Republicans need to shut up because they are splintering the MAGA base with America First, all this stuff, Drew, they don't need to be doing what they're doing. Like you mentioned, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, all these people, they need to just stay in the lane. We don't need help for the left to do what they're trying to do.
No. And look, I mean, I want to be very clear. I might upset some people. America First is a anti-Semitic, anti-Israel movement that is cloaked in American patriotism. We don't need another movement. We have MAGA. And all the people that are pushing America First are not America First. They're not MAGA people. Marjorie Taylor Greene is absolutely a traitor. She's looking for some job at CNN and MSNBC.
Yeah,
I mean, it's funny. I mean, you've got Adam Kinzinger, you've got Liz Cheney, you've got Jeff Flake, you've got Mitt Romney. Who else? Paul Ryan. I mean, these are the people that she's going to join. Yeah. So she's done. I mean, she's done. MTG's done. She's out of politics. It's so funny because she just blew up her entire career. I mean, she actually arrogantly thinks that she's so important that people are going to choose her over Trump. It's never going to happen.
You know what she didn't realize? What we've been talking about for the last couple of days on this show, that President Trump is a step ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
So MTG says, Trump says, I don't want to release them. No need to release the hoax, the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And then she starts to talk about him and he should release the files. And then he goes, okay, let's release the files, because she didn't know how far behind, how many steps behind she was behind President Trump.
And I thought America First was a subset of MAGA. You know what I'm saying?
It was something we used to say. Yeah. But what they're doing now is making it its own entity.
Yeah.
And they tie it to America only. And honestly, people who say America First, America only are idiots. And I mean that in the kindest way possible. I mean, you have no understanding about geopolitics or the dangerous world we live in. These are like dangerous isolationists who think that, America First, America only means just like you put blinders on and don't even pay attention to what the rest of the world is doing.
Right.
You can't survive as a country that way in this day and age.
Not today.
Let's go back to what I was saying about MTG, because she didn't realize that how many steps behind President Trump she was, which really shows how unintelligent she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what she is? She's like a house cat. You got cats, right? Don't
I have two of them.
Yeah, us too.
All right, both you guys. Yeah. She's like, a house cat. I think that, she used to get fed tuna every day, and now she's stuck with dry kibble, and so she's upset and starving for that love and attention again, and it's never coming back. You're stuck with dry kibble. You're lucky if you get any kibble anymore.
No kibble for you, MTJ.
Tuna's gone.
Tuna's gone. All right, so let's move on to something else. This Venezuelan thing. How worried are you about a outright war between the United States and Venezuela?
I'm not, because we're already at war with Venezuela. And what I mean by that is Venezuela's been at war with us for a while, sending their drugs and their cartels into this country. So now we're simply responding and putting a battleship off their shores. And they have no military to speak of. The most dangerous threat Venezuela has is what we've already experienced, which is their cartels that we're blowing up in the water. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not into regime change stuff in general. I don't care about Venezuela. If you're going to be an enemy of the United States of America, I don't really care anymore. I mean, this isn't China. This isn't Russia. This is Venezuela. And, the best thing that could happen for those people is probably we would kill, Maduro, but I'm not advocating for that. But there's got to be consequences, and you can't continue to behave this way. And look, Venezuela is involved in other stuff too. I mean, this is a communist regime, and communism isn't an isolationist. Speaking of the America First, America Only, communism isn't an isolationist brand. It always tries to spread across the world, and its enemy is the United States of America, the West, freedom. So I'm not worried about it. They would be insane. They'd be committing suicide if they wanted to try and fight us.
We were talking earlier to Mike Brest. He's the security reporter for the Washington Examiner. And I was trying to impress on him that I've seen videos and I've actually read articles, Drew, where the cartels actually have more weaponry than the military down there. I think they could easily control the military down there if they wanted to, probably.
Well, I think it's similar to Mexico, Venezuela. Maybe it's worse. But, Mexico and the president there, they're all run and owned by the cartels. And the cartel, are people running drugs into this country, human trafficking, killing American citizens? Are those people at war with America? I would say absolutely. That's warfare as well. And so it needs to stop. And so, Trump's trying to send a message. And look, honestly, we're being very benevolent by blowing up these one-off ships off the coast in the waters to say, hey, you better stop it because we're going to escalate this thing. So, the ball's in their court. You can control your cartels and you can stop killing Americans. You can stop killing our youth. You can stop trying to destroy our country and pretending that you're not at war with us because you're sending ships, across the oceans. But Trump's brave enough to call it what it is. I'm tired of it. Here's America First, America Only, but I guarantee you the America First, America Only crowd is opposed to this. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you have an external threat that is coming here and doing harm to the United States of America. The America First, America Only is like, well, we can't go to Venezuela. Yeah, you have to cut it out at the root.
You do.
So funny.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Always. We're always there for attention your matters.
We love it.
No matter what the matter is. All right. Drew, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you, Drew Allen Podcast. Go get his book about the 24 election. And then the new book, what's that about again? I forgot.
Charlie Kirk.
And then his third book, all about Vic and Ken.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. The long, arduous journey to teach you Italian.
Right.
It's a story of failure, but
hey, get out of
but
here
it's
now.
Love, but it's all love.
We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
See you, buddy.
Bye, guys.
That's great. Love when he gets all revved up.
I know, man.
Him and Nate are two guys who just loose cannons. That we love.
I would like to get both of them on at the same time.
Oh my
How about
God.
that? A little four-way thing going.
Here's a little more of a fantasy. How about both of them right here in the studio at the same time?
That'd be awesome.
What a battle royale that would
That'd be fun.
Is that still a thing, battle royale?
I think so.
It's like a wrestling thing, right?
Let's bring it back.
Dr. Randy Tobler coming up next. No reason why we can't talk about TDS with him.
Well, why not?
We thought he had it for a while, but he's now cured.
Whoosh.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on NewstalkSTL 1019. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Right now, 1 in 4 women in America will have an abortion before age 45. But together, we can save lives. Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show here. Reach Reproductive Health is here to equip parents in crisis situations to choose life. And Reach also empowers them to be parents and to come to Christ. Be a part of it this holiday season. Visit outreachforlife.org to learn more and to support this life-saving work. That's outreachforlife.org.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The House today is set to vote on legislation to force the Justice Department to publicly release its files on the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. It's a culmination of a months-long effort that's overcome opposition, sometimes from President Trump and Republican leadership. Now all Republicans seem to be on board. The Trump administration's blueprint to secure and govern Gaza has won strong approval at the United Nations.
Israel, along with Arab allies of the U.S., was very much involved in the negotiations that went on intensely, leading to the final text of this UN Security Council resolution. And there is, this rejection by Hamas of the resolution, which is really key here. The Palestinian Authority has welcomed the new resolution, but Hamas came out really stressing that it was not ready to give up its weapons without the creation of a Palestinian state.
The passage is a crucial step that provides international support for U.S. efforts to move the devastated territory toward peace following 2 years of war brought on by the Hamas terrorist group's October 7, 2023 attack. Indiana homeowner has been charged with manslaughter in the killing of a house cleaner that showed up at the wrong address. Boone County, Indiana prosecutor Kent Eastwood says the voluntary manslaughter charge being filed against Kurt Anderson should not be interpreted as a challenge to the state's stand your ground law.
Based upon the particular evidence and circumstances of this case, we have determined that Kurt Anderson's actions do not fall within the legal protections provided by the Indiana stand your ground law. This case is not about undermining the law. It's about applying the law to the facts of this case, and that is what we intend to prove at trial.
In those comments, courtesy of WRTV. Slow going once again today on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down by 462 points this hour. More of these stories at townhall.com.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Johnny Tobacco, he's host of Wise Guys on Newsmax. The polls are saying that Kami Mandami is going to be the next mayor of New York.
Well, you know, Chris, I don't know what they say out in St. Louis about polls, but here in New York, we say polls are good in two places, strip clubs and firehouses. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right. Thank you, Dan Bongino, voice guy. You know, Dan Bongino quit the radio, so the announcer guy was out of a job, so we put him back to work. So we thought here at the radio station we would do our part to help people get food, okay? The whole shutdown thing, we're hearing about people that have SNAP and EBT. And what was really wild was the Democrats said the absolute second that the government shut down, like 10 babies died right there on the spot. That's what they tried to make us believe. But honestly, it was tough for people on SNAP. So it's all about food, right? So the St. Louis County Republican Central Committee said, hey, you guys, can you help us with a food drive for Feed My People? And yes, of course we will, okay? So the barrels are out there. Put some food in the barrels at all 3 Bartolinos, both Chris's Pancakes, all 3 Michael's Flooring Outlets, and even Friendly's Sports Bar in South City and right here at our studio. And that's what Bob did. Bob Becker. Wow, that's a game show name.
Yeah, it is.
Here's the star of our show, Bob Becker.
The Dr. Randy Tobler update is brought to you by Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles. Learn more about Drs. Omas and Cusimano and their team by visiting advanceddentistrynow.com.
I don't know. We really had that looked at.
Randy Tobler.
You guys are ahead of the curve. You probably took your masks off a couple weeks before the CDC said it was okay.
Now, Dr. Randy Tobler.
What's up, Doc?
Good morning, Dr. Randy Tobler. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How you doing, Vic?
We're good. So we found some information, Dr. Tobler, from a psychotherapist. His name is Jonathan Alpert, who says that Trump derangement syndrome really is truly a valid medical condition.
I don't know that I've seen it in the Diagnostic and Statistics Manual 5 or whichever number they're on now, but I certainly am aware that at least behavior like that, when there's such loathing of someone, probably does define some kind of, crazy behavior. You see the way these people, you can't deny there's a real something going on that's just got these people deranged, and it's screwed up their behavior. Criminal behavior, violent behavior. It's unbelievable.
I've said this from the very beginning. They're going to be researching this for decades. And the idea here is, Dr. Tobler, is that the psychotherapists are finding that people come in saying, I can't sleep. I'm having this X, Y, and Z problems. And as they're talking with them, something like 67% of all people that go to see a psychotherapist are saying ultimately that it's because of Donald Trump. It comes out. So I think it's a real diagnosable thing.
I wonder if it's just their inability to cope with something that is just a different worldview than theirs, you know?
Yeah.
The guy is a one of a kind individual, right? And he's a provocative individual. But is it just his policies? Is it his persona? Is it both of the above? Probably so. But I think we all struggled through Obama and we all struggled through Biden. But I think most of us slept well, unless we have sleep apnea or we have some other, orthopedic problem or something. I didn't lose sleep over it. I imagine maybe if there's an individual, I could understand if someone has a particular damage or harm done by a policy. I could understand being angry and having problems. I don't know that that's particularly a Donald Trump thing. I think we've all had that, where something out of our control affects us very profoundly. And yeah, you can lose sleep out of that, right? That's just an anxiety or a depression or both kind of a problem that then disrupts sleep. I get that. But these people aren't personally harmed. People that are, why do we have men marching with trans people and LGBTQ that are, ostensibly they look like men, but why do they have TDS? It's not affecting them, unless maybe it's the anti-abortion thing and they just want to have free sex without obligation. Maybe that's it. I don't know. That's what to me differentiates it, is when it's not there's too many people that are not directly, they can't all be directly affected by this or that policy, right? So It's got to be something else.
And you asked why him, right? Why this guy? I think I actually can't understand it, because he said he was a Democrat before he ran. Before he ran, he also got honored by Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and all these black groups.
So it's constantly on Oprah Winfrey.
Always.
Yeah,
And Oprah's went asking, when are you going to run for? And then all of a sudden, things changed. And it couldn't be because he said they're not sending us their best. They're rapists, right? That was when.
Right.
They made all that up.
But whoa. They didn't make it up. They took out the apostrophe.
Well, they made it up, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They made up that stance on it.
Right. Because they made up that stance because he said, THEY apostrophe RE, meaning they are rapists. But that's not what he said. They're rapists. Mexico's rape, THEIR. And not even people on our side stuck up for him at the time.
Well, you're right. No, that's exactly right. As I think about it, maybe it's just really sort of what's become a libertarian narcissism on the left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they want all the liberties, and they want to do whatever they want to do for themselves, meaning vote for politicians that'll take money and services from others and demand and give it to them. So they're Marxist. I want what I want on someone else's dime. They want to do whatever they want to do and not work and get SNAP and do whatever. A lot of them are in that category and sit in the tea room and drink their coffee and discuss, the world and climate change. They don't like being told anything that might in any way infringe on their absolute liberty and freedom to do exactly what they want. So they're sort of deranged libertarians and narcissists at the same time. And especially a lot of the women. My wife showed me a vile video clip the other day where a woman is asking a gal who is crowing about how she'd had an abortion. She was so happy about it and she was proud and she'd do it again. And the gal just said, well, have you thought about, maybe the life that could have been something and meant something to someone? No. Do you mean it's all about you then? Yes, it is about me. I'll do exactly just that kind of an attitude, I think, infiltrates the crazy, radical, progressive, woke left. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to make you do anything that I need you to do to make my life exactly how I want it, because I have no responsibility for any consequences or anything else. I think that may be what it is. And Trump's, of course, nope, there's black and white, there's traditional, and there's woke, and we're not going to tolerate this, and we're going to have a closed border. There's not going to be one leak, and we're going to get all the people that don't belong here out of here. And they just can't deal with that.
Well,
they just can't deal with it.
And you can't, and Dr. Tobler, it has to be some type of representation of him, not him himself, because he's none of those things that they ever say that he is. So therefore, they're putting these labels on him as a representation. I think you're right, because he represents, first of all, the potential of being able to do it on your own, make a lot of money, be independent, own your own business. I mean, there are so many different things that President Trump is to a lot of people, and they hate all that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of class warfare going on. That's certainly been put up high on the priority list for the left, right? To point out exactly how some people that need to vote for them don't have what other people have that aren't voting for them, and therefore they need a change. And that's that old class warfare thing. That works for a while till the class you're stealing from doesn't have any left to steal.
Well, I want you to know that there are psychotherapists and doctors who are prescribing a medicine for these people who have, what are you laughing at?
No, I think it's great. I'm getting a kick out of this. This is great.
They're prescribing, and we know you got to go, but we just want to listen to a commercial that we found for Pfizer's new drug called Trumpanol.
Libs and never Trumpers. Do you wake up every morning to the ringing of Trump's voice in your head? You may suffer from moderate to severe Trump derangement syndrome, or TDS. There is hope. New MAGA Strength Trumpanol. Magadonian approved.
I had it really bad, so I take the Ultra MAGA Trumpanol with extra Kofifi. And now, instead of calling him criminal, I kind of like the bastard.
Side effects may include the desire to become pro-life, question the media, defund Ukraine, support Israel, wave the American flag, close the border. Ask your doctor if Trumpanol is right for you. Make yourself great again with new Trumpanol.
So, doctors are prescribing Trumpanol.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope the side effect is maybe, that they'll start thinking rationally when they make their political decisions.
That was in there.
Yeah,
right.
I'm hoping that that's one of the side effects that really counts, because so many of those commercials have silly things that are so rare they don't need to be
like
mentioned.
Death, like death,
like dying,
right? Like your tongue may swell and choke you to death.
Your heart might stop. Your lungs might stop working.
The Allegra was the worst one. That was the first one and the worst one. I'm like, you know what? I'll just use my sleeve. All right, Dr. Tobler, we know you got to go, but thanks for giving us some time this morning. We appreciate it.
I always love the talk. Thanks
right.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye. He's having fun with that.
I think he thought for a second there that was a real drug commercial.
Maybe. No, he's heard it before, I think.
Has he?
Yeah, I'm
we
pretty
played
sure.
it for him?
Oh, yeah.
Because we made it. You made it. I'm not ever taking any
No,
credit
we
for it.
did.
All right, so let's hear from an actual psychotherapist. Okay,
Yes.
number one, Ken.
Yeah.
Jonathan Alpert. He was talking to Harris Faulkner and talking about Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
First of all, identify it for us. You're in a session and you pick up on what?
Well, Harris, it doesn't take long for me to pick up on this. People are obsessed with Trump. They're fixated. They're hyper fixated on Trump. And they talk about some of the features of this disorder. They can't sleep. They feel traumatized by Mr. Trump. They feel restless. I had one patient who said she couldn't enjoy a vacation because anytime she saw Trump in the news or on her device, she felt triggered. So this is a profound pathology, and I would even go so far as to call it the defining pathology of our time.
And Vic, you and I,
defining pathology of our time.
Yeah, and we read about this stuff every day. We go through a whole thing day and night. But I tell you, during the 4 years of Joe Biden, I despised that man. I did not like him at all.
You didn't hate him?
But no, I didn't hate him. But I despised everything about him, everything he did, everything he said, his family, everything. But at the same time, I never took it with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I left a room, I didn't like, oh, there he is again. I cannot deal with this.
Right.
It never came close to that for me.
No, because it truly is a disorder. Let's continue more with psychotherapist Jonathan Alpert.
And Trump is the trigger for many of these people. And to be that fixated on a figure, on a person, it's simply not healthy. And our country has strayed so far away from where we once were. If you look at in the 80s when President Reagan was shot, people were united. He famously said, I hope you're all Republicans to the surgeons. And the response was, today, Mr. President, we're all Republicans. But our country has lost that. We've strayed so far from that unity.
Mm-hmm. And what do you see? Because you told me off camera 3/4 of your patient load right now has what you're calling this TDS.
Well, 3/4 of my patients will present with a lot of these symptoms, and within probably 5 minutes of seeing me, their hatred for Trump comes up. So if you're that hyper focused on Trump, that's a real issue, and it's worth being treated.
I think they're just a bunch of pansies. That's what I think.
Right. You know, he did say that he's sitting there and it's almost like he's waiting. He's like trying to weed through all of the different things that they're claiming because ultimately it comes out. Suddenly he realizes, wow, this is TDS.
One person, I've never seen one person affect so many other people than President Trump.
Vic, I have family members who I've not talked to in 8 years. Because of him.
Sorry.
No, it's not his fault. It's their fault. They're the militant ones. There are 3 in particular I have not talked to. I've got a big family.
Yeah.
But there are 3 sisters that I cannot get near because they are so militant and bent against this man. And he's done nothing he's never met them. They've never met him.
Yeah.
But yet they are just deranged by him.
I'm not saying this about your family because I don't want to.
You can. I haven't talked to him in about 8 years.
I'm talking about TDS sufferers around the country. They are so hyper focused, like the Jonathan Alpert, the psychotherapist, said, so hyper focused on him, and they've been so pushed into that TDS by the press, right? By the mainstream media.
Oh yeah, I think that's another contributor.
They're complicit, absolutely.
Yeah.
In making one man be the great big enemy. I will never understand it. And get off your, I don't know. I don't want to say anything stupid or bad word, but just
I feel sorry for some
it.
of these people. You know, I even family members to some degree. I just tell them, you know, I'm like, I tell other family members, like, I don't get what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're wasting a lot of time. Life is too damn short. And I mean, if it was It could not be anyone that it would make me live my life that way. I just couldn't do it.
No, I mean, I didn't like Barack Obama, but I didn't have
I had a problem with him too.
I didn't have to take medication because of it. You know,
I would just shake my head. I'd be like, okay, well, eventually we're going to hopefully get through this. And he's the one, actually, I shouldn't even be talking about Biden. Barack Obama's actually the one who started all this.
He was supposed to be the post-racial president.
Yeah. And became worse.
Right.
The exact opposite of that.
All right. What we have? The Doors. So, this song, Ken?
Yeah.
It used to make my friend Sal drive too fast.
I can see that.
He loved this song. And when it really starts to get going, man, he would go up to 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. I'm like, Sal, you're going to get us killed. I don't care. Kill us all.
Let's go.
All two of us. So, Ken, do you remember during the inauguration, Joe Biden sitting there and Barron Trump leaned into him? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I think we got to figure it out what he said.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that next on 1019 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light?
This is 1019 and 94.1.
Female millennial Trump supporter. I listen to it like every day. Like, seriously, you get it.
News Talk STL. It's the tale of the little pill with the big story to tell. The Pfizer Broadway series presents by popular demand. For 3 nights only, it's Jardiance the Musical.
That's how went on. It was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Coming this February 29th, 30th, and 31st to the fabulous Pfizer Theater. Starring that lady in the tan pants and that guy who didn't know that his copier needed to be plugged in to work. Don't miss your chance to see this blockbuster musical. Ask for your A1C discount. It's Jardiance the Musical. February 29th, 30th, and 31st at the fabulous Pfizer Theater.
Big story to tell.
Storm damage got you stressed out? Don't worry. Call Mario and his team at Top Quality Exteriors. We're your local St. Louis neighbors. Mario and his team specialize in roofing, siding, and gutters. Whether you need a few shingles replaced or a complete exterior makeover, we bring quality work with real results at an affordable price. Plus, we'll work with your insurance company to get your claim approved and help you get your repairs done quickly. Call for a free estimate today, 314-618-8888. BBB accredited and ready to roll. 314-618-8888.
Report cards are a good way to show how well your kids are doing in class and where they might need improvement. We at the Show Me Institute believe schools should get grades too, so parents can see how their child's school compares to others. That's why we came up with the Missouri School Rankings Project. Click on the website moschoolrankings.org and it's all there. Rankings and letter grades for all the schools in Missouri. The rankings are based on categories such as student performance in English language arts and math, ACT scores, and graduation rates. Then we take the rankings and come up with a grade point average, just like your child has. Each school and district has a grade, and the website is easy to use. And now we've added spending data for every district, so parents, taxpayers, and policymakers can see where the money is going. Don't you want to know how your child's school stacks up? Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
News, analysis, opinion.
He lines up 4 deals with countries.
Trump signed trade and mineral deals with Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam.
He's a great leader. 1019 and 94.1.
Number 1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
In my life, I had a guardian angel by my side. I called her Mamaw. She loved the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. She was a woman of very deep Christian faith. But she also loved the F word.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Hey, Chuck, you know that sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this. Chuck Berry.
Yeah. From St. Louis.
I'm a big Chuck Berry fan. I don't know if you know that.
Chuck Berry fan?
A little bit.
I thought you said Ferry.
He's Chuck Berry. Wow, he's awesome.
Yeah. He was really good. Chuck Berry's better, though.
I said Chuck Berry?
I think you did.
Okay. I don't want to curse there. I don't want to come close.
You don't want to do that.
I don't want to cuss on this here radio.
Don't you cuss
on this here radio.
I shan't cuss on this here radio. So remember during the inauguration of the 2024 election in January 2025, and it was supposed to be outdoors, and it was frigid temperatures, which I think was fixed. I think that, no, I'm just kidding.
Those chemtrails, they created all that whole situation.
So it was indoors, and Joe Biden sitting there next to Kamala, I guess, and Barron Trump, who I believe is 8 feet 3 inches tall, right?
Something like that.
He
Yeah,
is
close.
Tall.
Yeah. He towers over his dad, and his father is tall.
Right. I bet he can dunk.
I bet he
Barron
can.
can probably
No,
dunk.
I bet he doesn't even need to dunk. He just
Yeah,
walks
that's
up to it and blink, beep.
So there's so many stories about what he said, what he didn't say.
It was a big deal then. That went
Why?
all over social media.
Why was it a big deal?
It was a big deal because they were trying to fish out some kind of thing against President Trump ultimately.
It was a big deal because of Joe Biden's facial expressions after Barron said something to him.
Sure. Oh, no, that's the way. That's why it started.
Yeah.
But then people were saying, we could make something out of this.
Right,
We
right,
could do
right.
something with this.
So there was some things people thought he might have said. And here are the 4 biggest things that people thought Barron said to Joe when he leaned over at him at the Trump inauguration. You forgot to pardon yourself. Hello, my name is Barron Trump. You tried to kill my father. That's like Princess Bride thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep your goons out of my closets.
Mm.
And finally, money laundering ends now. But apparently, it was just a nice greeting, Ken. Barron leaned over and he said, "Good day to you, sir." And then he greeted Harris and said, "Ma'am, good day."
And that's the kind of person he is. But man, I was hoping it was going to be something else.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was something on the order of, okay, you see what you did to my father? You're not going to get away with it. Or something like that.
Something very Princess Bride-ish.
Yes.
But Barron is such a gentleman. He was raised to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen the video of him as a little boy on his way to school, like maybe the first day of school. And Donald Trump at the time said to him, "Now, no smoking, no drinking, no pot, no drugs." And the kid's like, okay. But that's what Donald Trump instilled in him as a child.
Yeah.
And you can see just the way he holds himself.
He's very gracious, very protective of his parents.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that?
I love that.
I wish my kids were protective of me.
I mean, we watched this kid go from a kid my height, to being what he is. He stands between his parents and he can put his arms around both of them, and he's taller than. I love that.
Love it. When he was as tall as you, that was only in 3rd grade.
I know. It's a shame.
Okay, let's talk about. You know what? Just for fun, Ken, can you play number 3?
Yeah.
I want this to be a potpourri of clip music. What you do over there?
Yeah.
God, I
potpourri. I'll potpourri it.
And I'm honored to stand before you as the very first former McDonald's fry cook ever to become president of the United States. And I actually was there for about 30 minutes, and that was 30 minutes longer than Kamala was there. Despite her job at McDonald's, that didn't work out too well. And the person at McDonald's that informed us off the record that she never worked there, whoever you are, we appreciate that. That was very nice.
That was at the McDonald's Impact Summit.
Yeah, I saw that logo behind him, and they had no table full of Big Macs for him. Are they kidding?
Oh, I'm sure they
Why did
somewhere.
that's something you show. That's something you.
No, yes, you're right.
President Trump loves Big Macs. Here you go, chubby. Eat away.
And if you notice on his voice is fried there.
Yeah.
Okay, and the first thing that comes out about the media, oh, he seems like he's a little feeble.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? The man talks so much to so many people all the time. And even Trump said, yeah, I was yelling at somebody earlier.
That's it right there. When they asked about him, are you feeling okay? Yeah, I was screaming at somebody from another country. Ooh. Now that was twofold too, right? That was why I have a sore throat and why my voice sounds funny. And if you piss me off, I'm going to yell at you like that.
Yeah.
If you don't start asking some smart questions.
Hey, remember, you've lost your voice. I've lost my voice. It just happens. It has nothing to do with his age. Stop it. The media is disgusting. We're so over them.
Yeah, well, we are.
I think a lot of people more and more are. I even have, and I don't want to say who it is, but I do have a family member who I love dearly, but she's on the left, and even she said, "How could this be true? They've been saying this, and it turns out it's not." I said, "Well, that's because you're watching the wrong news," and it's true.
Did they get it then?
I don't know if they get it, Vic. You can't. I don't know. Okay. I also have friends that were at parties that we've had, and recently, and I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't care what you believe. I'll invite you to my parties, but you don't pull people aside and try to indoctrinate them. Stop that. If I'm inviting you to my house, don't bring up politics. I never do, Vic.
Can I ask you a question? In your house, do you have anything on the walls or anything indicating that you are a President Trump fan at all?
Well, in my office, I do. Yeah. I mean, my office, my office is MAGA, baby. It is.
Flags and stuff.
Things listeners have given me, things that guests have given me. Yeah. I mean, I have a book that Tony gave me. It's pretty cool. I got a picture of him on the book, and I have that, that's a centerpiece. But it's fun. I mean, it's all fun to me.
Yeah.
It's not, because what's going to happen, he's going to be gone at some point, and I'm going to have that, and it's going to be something that I'll probably pass down to my kids, and they'll laugh at. They'll say, "Oh, see, he was so conservative and MAGA," but they understand it more now.
Yeah.
Now they understand when I say that I'm conservative, it means something much more important to them than it did before.
Yeah.
Before it was like, "Oh, you're conservative. You're against abortion." That's pretty much as far as it went with them. Now they're starting to talk to me about it and realizing, wow, okay, when I see this shrine in the room, in his office, that it means something more than that. It's not just that.
And I think there are some people you can get through to, and there's some people you will just never get through to.
I agree with that. And when you bring up stuff about, you just asked me, do you have stuff hanging on your walls outside of my office that no one goes into? No, there's nothing. There's no sign of any of that. And I think that's an important delineation about where I stand and what I believe in, and how I don't promote that everywhere.
Yeah. In our living room, we have a Glenn Fry. It was a painting of one of his albums. I forget the name of the album, but that's hanging. It's got 3 faces on it. That's on the wall. And then there are 4 pieces of artwork done by my son and my daughter-in-law. One is a fish, obviously, for Jess.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a beta fish. Under that is Rolling Stones' tongue. That's for me.
Nice.
And Jessica loves Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of those lips, and it's biting its lip. It's either biting its lip. Is that 3 or 4? Oh my God. The lips. And another one is a poker hand. It's a full house, kings and aces.
Oh yeah. Now that pretty much describes you.
Right.
And that's the way it should be. My house has all original artwork. I mean, from my sister-in-law, from me, from my brother-in-law, a lot of artists in my family.
That's great.
Yeah. And it's beautiful.
And right under all that artwork is a clock that my son made for me. It was green felt and playing cards for the numbers around the clock.
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
The ace, the 2, the 3.
Yeah.
And right in the middle is the king, because there's 13 cards in every suit and only 12 hours in a day, unless you're in 1984 when it's a cold, bright day in April and the clocks are striking 13, George Orwell. But that's it. Nothing really political on the walls or anywhere in my house.
Just the bottom line here is, if you're on the left, I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be conservative, you can be lib, but don't go to someone's house and pull people aside and say, you know, I'm this, and you know, I don't understand why you think this way. One thing, my brother came to me. He's like, this person is saying this to me at your party, and it's really aggravating me. My brother's conservative. So he's going to come to me and say, why is this person talking to me about this stuff?
Right.
And then I almost went to that person, knock it off. I didn't, but come on, guys, just stop doing that.
No, that was with nothing displayed in your first floor on anything political.
No.
That's the derangement. That's the derangement.
Yeah, it is.
I don't have derangement. If I go over somebody's house and there's a picture of Barack Obama, I look at it and then I look at my wife and give her the, you know, what the
roll your eyes a little bit, and that's it. That's all.
But I wouldn't say anything out loud to the people who live there. That's just rude.
And why would you pull someone aside at their house and say, well, here's what I think, because it's just crazy.
And if there's no picture of President Trump, if there's no commemorative anything for President Trump on your walls, and then they talk, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the medical breakthrough of the 21st century. That is Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, baby. All right, Blues Riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up.
Whoosh.
Hey, tomorrow, Jane Pushkar is going to be with us.
Yeah.
And Lauren, too. So something must be up.
Something's up.
Because when something's up, she calls Vic and Ken.
Yes, sir.
And we say, you bet, Jane. That's tomorrow at 10:41. Chat box is next for us. Holy cow, the show's almost over.
Yeah.
That's next on 101.9 and 94.1. News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Everything woke turns to okay? Straight.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
On the next,
Larry Connors, USA.
Today's story behind the story, they were doing something they should not have been doing. Disaster.
Larry Connors, USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
Kathy Connor from Connor Roofing is here. Kathy, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Vic.
You know, when you need a roof, I don't want to call a stranger. I want to call you.
Yeah, thanks. At Connor Roofing, we're more than just a roofing company.
How long have you been doing it?
Since 1993.
And year after year, storm after storm, you guys are always there.
Because this is our home too, Vic. Our kids go to school with your kids. We cheer for the same teams. Go Blues!
So support your neighbors. Call Connor Roofing at 314-375-7475 or CONNER roofing.com.
Thanks, Vic.
Hello, Kirk Elsinger, Chairman of the Republican Party, City of St. Louis. Join us for our Christmas party on December 11th. Tickets may be purchased by cash or check, or you may purchase tickets through our website at stl-gop.com. We'll have dinner and silent auction. In addition, we will be collecting donations for Toys for Tots. So bring an unwrapped toy for a family in need. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we look forward to fighting for you in 2026.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Rumors spreading round. United Texas time.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that whole mile on
Hi, this is Jane Pushkar from the Francis House School Board, and you're lucky today because you are listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on NewstalkSTL.
Look at Jane hitting all the posts.
No kidding.
I love that lady, I got to tell you. Love her. The thing she did for us, so people do that for us all the time, right? Hey, you're listening to Vic and Ken, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, this is Jane Pushkar, and you're lucky today because you're listening to Vic. And
Yeah,
she's
that's
the
cute.
best. All right, let's do the chat box. Ken, start with, we can't. We did that yesterday, so we have to start with Rumble today. 101 straight up. Clapping hands. Good morning, freedom fighters. Hi, Vic. Hi, Ken.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning, all freedom fighting patriot Vic heads. Whoosh, my brothers and sisters.
Whoosh.
Great light show this morning. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Lightning?
Yeah.
Okay. Glad you brought it up, 101, because Sally was not handling it very well.
Oh, really? Your dog gets impacted by that?
First time, though, really. First time, because it was really loud thunder. And she was up my ass on the couch. I swear.
Well, that was a sight.
She was right there, checking the prostate. Carter gave the AFT and NEA power over education in order to get votes. 101 straight up just wrote Kane, Kane with exclamation point. I have no idea what that. Tim Kaine, maybe the senator.
Maybe.
Was the subject complete goofballs? Was that what we were talking about?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
1980 was a horrible year for public education.
Exponentially.
She's a socialist. You know who 101's talking about? Claudia Scheinbaum.
Yeah.
She's got to get a new name.
I thought you were talking about Weingarten.
The
head of the union.
You saw what's going on, though, in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Claudia Scheinbaum.
Right.
She has a, I don't know. She should have that name. The president of Mexico's name should not be Scheinbaum. It should be Maria La Huerta.
Well, but you got to think about if there was a Barack Obama as president of the United States, there can be a Gloria Scheinbaum for Mexican president.
Say it like Jerry Lewis.
Scheinbaum.
There you go. Claudia Scheinbaum being the president in the office. Okay. They set up the J-6 pipe bomber as a diversion to pull Capitol Police from the Capitol that day. It was all a setup. The person, who placed those pipe, what kind of pipe bombs at the RNC and the DNC was an exact DNA match. An exact DNA match of a Capitol Police officer.
Yes.
So let's
Where
go.
did that go?
I don't know.
That has to have not been a dead end. They have the person.
Yep. This ain't circle back Psaki. It's wraparound Ray. Liars, one and all. Christopher Ray.
Yeah.
And it was wraparound. So just get your mind out of the gutter. 4 TH. I don't know. I pledge allegiance. Oh, fourth. He's fourth today.
Fourth.
But I don't know why he separated it with a little stupid emoji. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
No peace. Wait, he always does one about the president. Oh, here we go. President, I had to rip some people and make my voice hoarse. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. What a snake. Not President Trump. He's talking about somebody else. Careful not to get himself in trouble. Ray is a liar. Big time liar. Oh, Ray is a snake as well. Good morning, all you beautiful mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbagian, degenerate, freedom fighting, God fearing, Vic head weirdos. Whoosh.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
You know, there's when Christopher Ray was being interviewed in that hearing, I couldn't help but think to myself, you're really trying to weasel around every question. There was, if you're being completely 100% truthful, he didn't have to hide anything. There was no, well, we can't really talk about that because it's so important, and I'm so important, and it's really important. So we can't talk about that because it's above your pay grade.
And President Trump appointed him, by the way.
Yeah.
And they turned on him.
That was the first mistake. I mean, there were a lot of appointments that he should not have made in the first term, but he didn't realize he knew it was bad, Vic, But President Trump didn't realize just how bad it was.
And right now he's got a great administration,
Yeah,
great cabinet. I hope these slime bags sleep very poorly, knowing what's coming after their anti-American bullshit.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Were the pipe bombs supposed to go off at some point? Were they based in a certain criteria, then set them off? Was the plan deeper than what actually happened? I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think that to distract from, look, these crazy MAGA people are setting bombs now at the DNC and the RNC. They're bad people, Ken.
Yeah.
And Democrats hate the United States. Hey, hit the, you know what? Would it kill you?
Would it kill you to hit it?
Would it kill you to hit the like button? There we go. I did it, and I'm fine. No broken.
We in these hot ass streets, honey.
No broken bones, no sprains, no nothing. So if you could hit the like button, that'd be great. Yesterday, Florida Attorney General announced 100 missing children rescued in a 2-week multi-agency operation. Some as young as 2 years old, Ken. That's great news.
That's awesome.
For those 100. But you say there's 100,000 kids or more still missing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. Joey's legacy. Yeah. Speaking of the Caribbean, Haiti sure looks great now after the Clintons' gentle handling. The State Department has issued a travel warning for there due to gang and criminal activity and lawlessness. Isn't that where barbecue is in Haiti? You know the gang leader named Barbecue?
Barbecue eats human.
He sets them on fire in the middle of the street.
And then he eats them.
God. Can I say something else just very quickly about this?
Yeah.
The island of Hispaniola is Haiti on one side and the Dominican Republic on the other side. And Haiti has barbecue, man. They've got floods. They've got corruption, tornadoes, hurricanes. Then you can't do anything about those. But nothing happens in the Dominican Republic. It's the most calmest country. All they do is produce shortstops, right?
Right.
And I just don't understand. It's the same island. That couldn't be different. The two countries couldn't be different.
Yeah.
Dirtbags were shooting at U.S. Marines at the embassy there. Laughing my FAO, Ken. What is that? LM.
You don't really want me to say that.
No. On the Hunter Biden thing. He's such a sleaze. He is. Hunter's a poop head.
Everything he says is a lie. The guy gets on. I don't know. Why would somebody even want to interview that guy?
No, wait a minute. Are you saying there's a Ed Stoid alert?
Anything they say,
Hunter?
I know, is complete opposite.
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. Welcome to my world. Oh, hey, Vic, welcome to my world. I get up for a specific purpose. When I get to the room I need to go to, I forget why I got up in the first place. It's worse. Mine is worse. If I'm on my way to the kitchen, my wife will say, hey, can you grab me a Coke from the counter? And I'll do whatever I'm doing, make coffee, come back with just my coffee. She's like, no Coke?
My wife asked me, she even said, when you go to the store today, there's only one thing that I want. Gumballs. I just want gumballs. And I said, okay, I'll make sure I make a mental note of that.
I know where this is going.
I came home, had everything.
Where are the gumballs?
Nope.
Nope. No gumballs.
And then yesterday, do you remember when I came to you and I said, oh, guess what? I left my phone at home today.
Yeah.
I actually left that in my bathroom. And I told myself, okay, don't forget that phone because you're going to forget it when you leave. And I did.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how many reminders we give ourselves.
Point being is everybody's, including myself, are trying to make you understand that it's not as hopeless as you think.
I said it then. I'll say it now. It was cheated and reversed. DJT got the 81 million votes. Ed Stoit.
I agree with that.
Vic,
Hey, Vic Porcelli Show chat boxers. This is Ed Stoit. Just reminding you to hit the like button. Would it kill you? It is the union rules.
It is the union rules. International Brotherhood of Chat Boxers, Local 1019 and 94.1. Vic, your article on that piece that I wrote for Red State, Allison says, Vic, your article hit me like the first comment of Where Are the Gas Chambers, which inspired me to tell my father-in-law's Dachau experience.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was not easy to write, that thing, but I thought it needed to be said because The left does not get to say Nazi, Gestapo. They don't get to say it. There could be people who still have that number tattoo running down their arm, Ken.
They need to be ashamed. Not just not say it. They need to be ashamed of themselves.
They have no shame.
They have none. They really don't.
Vic, I agree. So many days I have just had enough of people. I never wish them dead. I never would do that. But sure wish they'd go away somewhere else.
Just go somewhere.
Like in the words of Bugs Bunny, don't go away mad. Just go away.
Just go away.
But I do. I hate people.
It makes me worried, though. I mean, when you hear that when I started to realize that the left and people were capable of that, it put me a little bit more on guard.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And to those people that complain about the USA and the freedoms they enjoy here, please leave. We will give you a plane ticket. Get out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Assimilation is required when you become a citizen here. Keep your heritage, no issue, but learn English, etc. Otherwise, bye. Perfect. You know?
We love heritage. We love, multicultural experiences. Myself, we go to the Greek festival every year. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're Americans who are celebrating their heritage.
We do the same thing. We eat Italian food.
We talk about Italians all along, all the time.
President Trump plays 4D chess on extreme offense. Here's the first rule in his 4D chess game. FAFO.
Correct!
LA woman just got into town about an hour ago. Took a look around, see which way the wind blows. That's Barry. I have several tunes that make my accelerator pedal floor plant. Radar Love is one. Tools Right in Two from their 10,000 Days album is another. I could not pick out a Tool song out of a Police lineup.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
You just don't. That's not your. It's
not
style.
my bag, man.
Nope.
The alternative crap is not my bag. The only reason I tune into left-wing mainstream media sources is to find out what they're lying about on that particular day. Yes, I always assume they're lying because of their track record. They've got to make up with us before they want us to watch them and believe them.
Absolutely. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she goes on these different programs, for example, right? The View and all that. And then she goes on CNN and MSNBC talking about how she apologizes for being so on the offense, basically. That's wrong.
Yep.
You need to stop doing that.
Hey, anyone interested? On the Hook Fish and Chips is at the Lowe's Baldwin parking lot today. I love me some fish and chips.
I do too. What is it though?
It's the Lowe's in Baldwin, right on Manchester Road.
Yeah.
The fish truck is there. The fish on the Hook Fish and Chip truck. What's with the face?
I don't know what that is. Is that a fast food truck or something?
Yeah. Let's listen again. Let me go through it slower. Anyone interested?
Oh, you're smart.
Listen, on the Hook Fish and Chips.
I get all that.
That's the truck.
I get it.
Is in the Lowe's Baldwin parking lot.
Got all that. I'm asking you, is that like a fast food chain, maybe?
What's the difference? They're making fish and chips.
It doesn't matter.
Fast food, slow food.
In the big picture of things, Vic, it does not matter.
Food truck. It's a food truck.
Okay, well, that's good.
Oh, my God. Pretty much.
Sweet doggy deli, man. It sure is hot out there.
Pretty much. If you stick your hand in a pile of poop, it's going to come out stinky.
Yeah, well.
American flag in every room in our house.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that. That's Allison and the Washington Guard. Be cool, honey bunny. All in man says, be cool, honey bunny. The guy who played Kane in the WD. Oh, Kane is the mayor of Knoxville that we read his thing and I heard it on the X.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Of course. Why are we so stupid?
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
Yeah. Ed Stoit, he's on Gutfeld all the time. Yeah, he is. He's great. Hey, ladies. Scheinbaum. Vic, that is a golf flag. I was fourth in the chat. Oh, four. That was great. Joe would have never rescued these kids. They all too busy with TDS. Bite. Ken and Vic. So close, Ed. Vic and Ken.
I want to be clear.
It's a golf flag, right? Because Ed Stoit was fourth in.
Yeah.
So that's why he's got the emojis I didn't recognize. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic heads. Scotty Downey, our favorite Navy chief. Have a great day.
Thank you, Navy Chief.
GMFFBH. So over the persecution of President Trump. With you there, Barb. Kathleen says, good morning, fam bam. Have a great and thankful day, everybody. Leanne, this is Bounty quicker picker upper, Leanne.
Yeah.
She says, talking about Epstein, supposedly there were court orders preventing Biden from releasing all the files. I'm trying to research so I can be on the offensive.
Yes.
She's so in our pocket. This is great.
Love it.
All caps, all offensive. But it's so confusing. Can someone explain, is this a valid point? It's a great valid point. He could have done what he could have vetoed anything, done anything. He could have done it at any time. Thanks, Leanne. Oh, you already saw it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, after being on Tony's show at the station, I was able to wolf down a chocolate chip cookie from Ken's birthday. Thank you, guys. Great show today. Thank you so much.
So I think regarding that, I did look it up.
And
it says, bottom line, yes, there are court orders that restrict release of some Epstein-related files, especially grand jury transcripts, but no single court order appears to block all files from being made public. The situation is legally complicated. There are different groups of people that are saying, don't release that and release that. The bottom line for me is that both sides, Republican and Democrat, they should shut up and let them all be released. Everything.
And if they can do it now, they could do it then.
They could have done it when Biden was president for 4 years.
That's an easy one. That's an easy one. Good morning, but thank you very much, Leanne. Appreciate you very much. The Bounty is the quicker picker upper. I'm not going to argue with that. Thanks, Dave. We appreciate it. Amy said, good morning. Thank you so much. Tom said, good morning, freedom fighters. Thank you so much. Everybody, we appreciate it. Hey, well, I got to say.
Shut up.
Hey, what kind of talk is that?
Shut your face.
You little brat. What is it with you? I'm not saying anything, and you're telling me to shut up. You.
Get me out of here!
Can I just check the chat box on the app real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Oh, hold on. Jim's
It's
always
working.
talking.
That's really good.
It is good. Happy birthday, Mr. Williams
Oh,
from
thank
Don.
you. Thanks, Don.
Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack.
What about that?
Come on, while we're young.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Great job, Emily. Bow Reef Cemetery is a short hop from the News Talk studios. Wow. Have Jim on the whole show. Who's Jim?
Jim.
Oh, Jim.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Ken goes, Jim. Thanks so much for having the record player on at night. Listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
3 martini lunch starts now. Start drinking. Jamie Allman is next.
Hey, Columbo here for Intervine, a great local company that has customers all across the country due to the quality of their products. Intervine has the best flashlights, lanterns, headlamps, and even batteries, including the new Monster 2000 Lumen waterproof lantern and the Sentinel 2000 self-defense flashlight. Our home and vehicles are full of great Intervine products, and right now you can shop their website and get 25% off your entire purchase just by using my name, Tony, as your promo code. That's promo code Tony at Intervine.com.
Looking for insurance you can truly trust? Since 1986, Bauer Insurance Agency has been protecting families and businesses across Missouri and Illinois. Owner Cindy Blanton doesn't just offer one quote. She shops all the top carriers like Progressive, Travelers, Safeco, and more to find you the best rates. Whether it's your home, auto, toys, or business, we've got you covered. Visit us at Mid-Rivers Mall in St. Peters or call 636-812-2001. Bauer Insurance Agency, the company that protects, the name you can trust. Attention established cosmetologists. Ready to be your own boss? The Nook is seeking 2 talented professionals for a fresh start in your career. Get your own dedicated workspace with full creative control and endless financial opportunities. Just $150 weekly, plus 2 weeks of free rent every year to use however you want. And here's the best part. Mention NewstalkSTL and get your 3rd month absolutely free. Your new professional home is waiting at the Nook in O'Fallon Plaza. Call 636-385-6665.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at
NewstalkSTL.com.
News at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The House vote to release all Epstein files is now scheduled for this evening. That's a few hours later than many thought it would happen today. President Trump does say he will sign the bill once it passes. Survivors and lawmakers will hold news conferences throughout the day in Washington. A high-profile public figure stung by emails connecting him with the late convicted sex offender.
Larry Summers is one of those whose name is listed among the wealthy and influential people in Epstein's network, as indicated by emails made public by House Democrats last week. In response, Summers has issued a statement saying he would step back from public commitments as the documents show he maintained a friendly relationship with Epstein long after Epstein's 2008 conviction. Summers says his association with Epstein was, quote, a major error in judgment, unquote. He intends to retain his teaching duties at Harvard. He was the university's former president as well as former Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton. George Williams reporting.
The Trump administration's blueprint to secure and govern Gaza has won support from the UN Security Council, then praise from Israeli President Isaac Herzog.
This resolution is a landmark because it speaks about the rehabilitation of Gaza.
And Bill Alexander reports an Indiana man has now been charged with manslaughter after shooting a housekeeper who came to his home by mistake.
62-year-old Kurt Anderson was taken into custody and was being held without bail Monday, booked on one count of voluntary manslaughter. Authorities say he shot Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez in Whitestown, Indiana, 22 miles north of Indianapolis on November 5th. Police say the call came in as a home invasion, but the victim was with her husband, part of a cleaning crew who mistakenly arrived at the wrong address. The prosecutor says Anderson did not have a reasonable belief that type of force was necessary, given all the facts.
It's Bill Alexander reporting on Wall Street. The Dow was off 300 points. More from townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Russia's finding that waging war can be an expensive proposition, especially if it drags on for years with no end in sight.
Russian lawmakers have endorsed a new round of tax hikes to help finance the war in Ukraine. Legislators in Russia's lower house of parliament have voted to raise the value-added tax from 20% to 22%. The changes are expected to add up to $12.3 billion to the budget. The new legislation also lowers the income threshold for businesses required to collect the tax, which will hit many of Russia's smaller businesses. Rich Thomason reporting.
China has reportedly funneled billions of dollars in hidden loans to U.S. companies over the past quarter century. A study by Aid Data says Chinese interests funneled much of the $200 billion through offshore shell companies, then used it to buy stakes in U.S. businesses. The company says some of that money targeted industries vital to national security. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Sentencing day for a former Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to sabotage a commercial flight.
Joseph Emerson was sentenced to credit for time served and 3 years of supervised release. Emerson was riding in an extra seat in the cockpit of a Horizon Air flight from Everett, Washington to San Francisco. He was subdued by the crew and the plane landed safely in Portland. After his arrest, Emerson told police he was despondent over a friend's death and had taken psychedelic mushrooms about 2 days earlier, and that he had not slept in over 40 hours. Emerson also said he believed he was dreaming at the time. In a state case against him, Emerson was also sentenced to 5 years of probation. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Amazon facing some backlash after cutting nearly 700 corporate jobs in New York City. Executives with the company cite restructuring and rising labor costs as e-commerce